August 29 to 31, 10:30 a.m. at the Activity Center, Ayala Mall Circuit, Makati. Admission is free.
Sa magandang hapon sa inyong lahat at welcome sa isang napaka-historical na moment para sa esports dito sa Pilipinas, the Sibol National Pool Combine. Today is the last day para ipakitang gilas ng mga players natin ang kanilang lakas sa paglalaro ng mga games tulad ng Hearthstone, MLBB, Dota 2, Tekken 7, StarCraft 2, at Arena of Valor. And we will be your hosts for today. My name is RJ.
And my name is Carla. We are so excited to be here. Tulad nga nasabi ng partner ko, it is a historical moment because it is the very first time na magkakaroon ng esports as a medal event in the Southeast Asian Games. At palapit na ng palapit, and that is why we are gathering the best, the top esports athletes here in the Philippines to be able to create the best teams para representahan ang ating bansa in the upcoming 30th Southeast Asian Games na gaganapin rin dito sa Manila this December. Kaya sa mga nanonood sa live stream, yung mga tao na gumising ng maaga para pumunta dito sa Ayala Circuit Malls, Makati, thank you so much. Bring your friends, bring your family.
Lahat na, dalhin nyo na dito, lahat.
Mismo.
Para makita nyo rin yung mga players natin kung paano ba sila naghahanda para dito sa ating SEA Games. Dahil, syempre, inspired na inspired. Tinan mo naman kami. Pilipinas, represent, di ba?
Of course, ready talaga. And of course, we're also gonna hear the stories of our esports athletes. We also have the best casters calling the games here today. And we have our esports correspondents as well. And to start things off, Eliza is ready with our first story for today.
Tama kayo dyan, guys. Ito na nga, last day na nga ng ating Sibol National Pool Combine and we are on to day number 3. Pero alamin ba natin kung ano nangyari nung day number 2, which is yesterday? We had some few games of Arena of Valor, Dota 2, and StarCraft 2. We ended the day nga with StarCraft 2 and Ender not losing games. May mga iba rin tayong MVP like Gambit, andyan din si Namigi. But do take note, guys, na itong mga winning team natin, yung mga MVP natin, it doesn't guarantee you a spot in the national team of Sibol, no? Dahil nga, ang tinitignan ng mga coaches dito ay yung teamwork nyo, yung capability nyo, yung mechanical skills nyo as an individual key player of the team. Now, winning is just a bonus for all the players right here. And itong Sibol National Pool Combine nga is just as an assessment stage para sa lahat ng mga players. Marami pang tinitingnan ng mga coaches para makuha sila at makakuha sila ng spot sa national team natin na Sibol. Now, let's make history, guys. Ibabalik ko na sa inyo to, RJ and Carla.
Thank you so much. That is exactly right. That's why the level is so competitive because they are fighting for a spot in the final roster sa Team Sibol. Talagang lumalabas yung A-game dito.
Oo naman, kasi hindi pwedeng basta-basta na lang lalabang ka sa ibang bansa. Kailangan talaga salain ng mabuti at yung mga coaches natin, marami silang pagpipilian. Alam mo ba kasi may mga world champions din tayo na mga manlalaro. Alam mo ba yun?
Yes, and our first game for today, we are gonna be seeing world champions battling it out because it is Hearthstone.
Oh, ayan na. Grab a seat by the... Ano ba yun? Heart. Tama ba yun? Tama ba yun?
Agad-agad, kailangan gumising ang ating minds because,
yes.
alam mo naman.
Labanan ng utak talaga to. Tsaka mat! Ito na nga. Tingnan natin kung makakamiss ba ng lethal ang mga manlalaro natin. Tingnan natin, puntahan na natin ang ating mga casters. Nandyan si Excelsior PH at si Kara.
Thank you RJ and Carla for that introduction, no? And we are here over at the Sibol Combine, no, for the Philippine Talent Pool Qualifiers, and pipiliin na natin kung sino ang magiging finalist or talent pool na ipapasa natin sa SEA Games. I'm Excelsior PH and with me is...
I'm Kara Cute. Welcome everyone. Good afternoon to everyone watching and also for the viewers here and the venue. And
yeah, sa mga Hearthstone Philippines na group dyan, pumunta na kayo dito sa may Ayala Mall Circuit and we're going to watch the live games. And sino nga ba ang unang matches nito?
yeah, for our first match, let's welcome on stage Waning and Staz.
Yes.
So let's discuss more about the players. So we know both players are top caliber.
Yeah, so as we know, Staz has been a prominent name sa Hearthstone Philippines ever since we won like a WSG 2016.
He's one of the highest esports earner here in the
esports earners.
Philippines.
And ano nga, since yung Hearthstone is a solo game, talagang ikaw lang mag-isa, wala lang kailangan distribute
Solo
na
na.
prize pool na. Solo lang talaga, sa kanya lang talaga.
And of course, Waning Moon, also very good Hearthstone player.
I think, ano nga ba yung nilalaro ni Waning Moon dati? I think
Previously, he's playing StarCraft,
Yes.
but switched to Hearthstone and he has a lot of success with Hearthstone.
Hearthstone as well. And also, di ba, both players have been part of the HGG. Di ba?
Yeah,
Yung
Hearthstone Global Games.
And
Correct.
napipila, ito yung mga players na napipili ng mismong Hearthstone community. Aside from being top players in the Philippines, they are also picked by the community itself para to represent the Philippines. And again, this is going to be another chance for them to represent the Philippines in the SEA Games 2019, di ba?
Right. And let's discuss more about their decks for
Yes.
today. So, I believe Staz is bringing the Rogue and Waning Moon is playing the Murloc Paladin.
Yes, ito i-explain lang namin guys kung anong type ng format no na ginagawa dito sa mga laban na to. This is going to be a type of specialist format in which they have to use all 9 classes and it's round robin. So
Correct.
talagang iikot sila sa each other player dito sa may talent pool natin at maganda doon best of 3 sila. Ano nga ba yung best of 3, Kara?
Basically, the first player to win 2 games
Yes.
wins the match. So, I believe we are at the last round of the round robin event, meaning these are the last classes that they will use for the 9-class round robin. So, it's the last couple of matches.
Yes, and going back to the decks na minention mo kanina, Kara, no, they are now carrying, if I read this correctly, yung kay Staz is Pogo Rogue, and kay Waning Moon, it's Murloc Paladin.
Right.
Yan. And we're going straight into the match between Staz and Waning Moon. Waning Moon on the top screen and Staz on the bottom screen. And right now, looking at their hands, tignan natin dito kay ano to may lab recruiter kay Staz. This is going to be the Rogue Pogo recruiter.
Yeah.
Yan.
So,
Pogo
for
deck
this
yan.
matchup, the Murloc Paladin is slightly favored versus the Rogue because the Rogue doesn't have any removal. I mean, much removal for the against the Paladin.
Against the Paladin. Kasi yung paano nga ba nagiging favored no yung deck ni Waning Moon against Staz's deck?
Wala kasing masyadong pang-clear yung Rogue
Yes.
versus the Paladin. But upon checking the deck list, on Staz's secondary deck, I believe he has some crab,
Yes.
hungry crab. So he will be able to
Remove, no? Yung mga easily removed kasi yung battle cry ng Hungry Crab is you can eat basically one Murloc and you gain +2/+2. So it's going to be very important. But tignan natin dito sa hand ni Waning Moon. One of the important cards in the hand of Waning Moon is this prismatic lens. Ano ba yung binibring out niyan, Kara?
So basically, the goal of the prismatic lens is to draw the tip of the scales, which is the main board
Parang board filler niya.
swarm for
Oo.
the Paladin. But as you can see here, Staz tempoing the lab recruiter just really means that he's desperate to take control. I mean to manage the early minions of Waning.
Yes, and also, malapit na tayo sa 4 mana na turn ni Waning Moon. And this is going to be a turn for Tip the Scales. No? Pag lumabas yung Tip the Scales, pwede mag-switch yung cost ng Murloc, which is usually super cheap lang, versus the 8 cost Tip the Scales. Yan, no? Makikita mo, nag-switch si
Ayan na nga.
Murloc War Leader versus Tip the Scales. And ngayon, 3 mana na lang ang Tip the Scales instead of costing 8. Ang best course of action dito, Kara, is just to trade?
Yeah,
Tama
I
ba?
believe that the best here is to, let me see. Actually, it's also okay to go
Face, di ba? Pwede rin naman I mean, you already have the advantage, you know. And also, pero pag nag-trade ka, would it protect your other Murloc War Leader for being removed?
Possible. But as I can see here, if Waning Moon plays the Tip of the Scales next turn, I don't see any way for Staz to recover the board. So It will be a uphill battle from here for Staz. Let's see how he managed to
answer the board afterwards, no? Pero pag nakita mo naman kasi dito sa may matchup na to, ang kulang talaga na card na napunta sa Hall of Fame at nawala na ay Vanish. 'Di ba? Naalala mo 'yun na Kara?
Agree.
So
Isa yun din sa mga board removal for the rope. So
yung for those of you who don't know or you don't remember kasi nagsimula kayo kunyari ng ano yung Vanish? Yung Vanish is a 6-cost card na ibabalik lahat ng mga cards na nasa board into their owner's hands. And potentially, it could destroy any possible board swarm na sinabi mo nga na gagawin ni Waning Moon most likely on the next turn. Kasi wala na there's no other turn. You just do a board swarm and possibly do some face or kung medyo greedy ka, you just trade it, di ba?
So as we can see here, Staz doing some unusual plays just to stop probably the tip of the scales.
Oh.
He's trying to put the stats on the board.
That's right. And ayun na, lalabas na po yung tip the scales. And tip the scales, summon 7 Murlocs from your deck. It's really very important. Pwede mo rin gawin yung nakita mo yung yung poison na Toxfin.
Yeah, you can
Pwede
also
gawin
play
yan
that.
para matanggal yung 5/5 na yan para hindi na bumalik-balik. Pero tignan natin kung paano gagawin ni Waning Moon. You really have to think like a few turns ahead when you're really playing Hearthstone. And ayun na po.
I think in Waning Moon's perspective, Staz can't do anything about
Wala na, no? Medyo
his
mahirap
board.
yan.
So I'm not sure if he's going to go face here or maybe do some trades because still has some 2 mana left that he can play more minions.
Yeah, I think ako, if I were Waning Moon, I would do the trades. Just because I know there could be a barista which can return the 3/3. Yan. So nag-trade na nga siya with the Witchwood Piper, which could bring out another Pogo, no?
Okay. So
Ayan.
the Shiv draw can remove 1 minion but still problematic. The board is still problematic. We don't know what.
Ito, pwede na to. Yan. Oh. Ay, wala pa rin. Kulang pa rin yan.
That's a good one because he can also kill the 7/2 Murloc. So
Yes. Oo. The Murloc Tidecaller, pwede na rin mapatay niya. Uy, but he's going... Yeah, that's right.
that
Shiv.
makes sense because
Yes.
it gives like additional 1 damage to each of the minions on the board. So
But would this, let's compute, yung sabi nga ni RJ kanina, let's do quick maths, no? Pag naglagay ka ng isang Murloc War Leader, would this be lethal na?
I think not yet.
Hindi pa rin, no? So, yun yung importante. Minsan, pag naglalaro ka ng Hearthstone, you would also do some quick maths or
Yeah,
even...
and because the war leaders also cost 8, so there's still 2 more turns to play that war leader.
Pero minsan, pag naglalaro, di ba? Minsan, may lumalabas sa top deck. Yun yung kulang eh. Yun na lang natitira, di ba? Tapos yung mananalo. But then again, this is not one of those situations. You can also look at the board. That's a total of 1, 3, that's 4, 6, and 9. But it's not still going to be lethal with additional +2 damage from each. That's going to be +8. That's going to be 17. Kulang pa rin yun. And
Also, we can see the draw from Waning, which is the new legendary card, Zephyrs the Great. It's not yet active yet because there's still duplicates on the deck. So
yeah, that's why also yung sobrang malakas din yung Tip the Scales because it's also thins out your deck, removes the duplicates, and makes Zephyrs the Great active talaga. No? Parang para siyang genie. Naglalabas siya ng totoong yung card na kailangan mo at that specific time. And doing these trades is also very important in my opinion. Kasi hindi mo naman alam kung ano nasa deck ni Staz ngayon eh. And looking at Betrayal, is that enough, Kara, to make enough removals for another turn for Staz?
actually, that's a good draw. It can kill some minions to think.
Kailangan dalawa lang, no? Yung Betrayal is a card, that's a 2-cost card. Ang gagawin niya, i-attacking niya with this attack on the adjacent minions, but not necessarily killing the minion, di ba? Talagang mabubuhay pa rin. Ayun na po.
Oh, so Staz playing the shark.
Yung shark, medyo, ayun na to na eh, medyo lethal na to eh.
That's a
Lethal na to. May kasama ng True Silver Champion eh.
And with that, Waning Moon taking game 1
Yes.
as expected since Murloc Paladin is really favored versus Rogue, but let's see in the second game since Staz has some hungry crabs to counter or maybe help him stabilize the board.
Yes. So, ayun, sa tingin mo talaga yung, is there anything that Staz could have done during that game para, to counter-tip the scales?
I think there's really none. Actually, I just saw the betrayal. He can probably fight back when pag na-draw niya yun ng mas maaga. But I think it's too late na.
Yes.
So,
but then again, there's no telling. Baka piliin ni Staz yung secondary deck niya. I believe it has a lot of removals, especially meron ko nakita kanina. Sabi ko, uy, bakit may Batterhead dito? Batterhead is parang you can always attack.
It's an 8 mana minion, right?
8 mana minion, and it can always attack pag nagkakaroon ng nakapatay siya ng isang minion.
Right.
And considering na small health minions lang yung board ni Waning Moon, 'di ba? Kung hindi siya gumamit ng Cold Light Seer, pwede nilang i-clear yon with just 1 minion.
As we can see here, nakuha na naman niya yung prismatic lens and both prismatic lens on hand. So that basically means that it will automatically get the reduction for the tip of the scales.
And also, isipin mo yan, meron pa siyang coin. Pwede rin niyang i-coin yan mamaya. On turn 3, for those of you who don't know, the coin is basically free mana. So turn 3, you can cast a spell on turn 4 and get the tip the scales, which can potentially be, on average, 1, 2, or 3 cost. Tapos the next turn, mag-tip the scales ka na, and World Storm na naman.
So Dustin wants more pressure, so he played the Toxfin just for tempo, even though it will just die with a hero power.
And naglabas po na Snip Snap si Staz. That's the free legendary minion that everybody got. Diba?
Yeah, golden.
Try ko siya i-dust, hindi siya ma-dust, sayang. But that's 2/3 mech, and when it dies with the Death Rattle, you will get 2 1/1 microbots. Ayan na po, na-tip the scales.
And Staz doing some smirk there. Kasi nakita na naman niya yung prismatic lens. So,
yeah.
probably alam niya na yung mangyayari.
Yeah, sobrang swerte kasi, when you're playing this kind of deck and you get tip this prismatic lens on turn 4, basically that's kind of a GG, especially with this kind of deck that Staz is carrying right now, which has minimal removals, in terms of the cards that Pogo Rogue has.
Yeah, but I talked with the players earlier.
Yes.
They actually know what class they are facing. So Staz already know that Dustin will be playing the Paladin, but he doesn't know if it's mech, if it's OTK Pally, or if it's another type of Pally. So
yung isang Pally niya yung sasabi mo yung Mummy
that one, right? The
Raps.
Quest Paladin. So
Quest Paladin.
Staz is expecting to play against the Murloc Paladin also. So I believe he has a plan on how to defeat this deck. But let's see if that plan will
work, diba?
Will work.
But you can see here, meron tayong tawag na Fan of Knives. Deals 1 damage to the opponent's board. Pwede niyang gamitin yan. Possibly do some trades with the Murloc War Leader, biggest damager of the board. And ayun na po, nakita natin, naglalabas na. Naghahanap siya ng spell damage. Yung Kobold, diba? Kung may spell damage kasi, may extra
That's actually a very nice play because it will add plus 2 damage. That will be 3 damage.
Oh
What
my
a play
gosh.
from Staz, and I can see this turning around because on Dustin's perspective, Waning,
Yes.
he doesn't have any removal for this whiteboard.
And it's such a wide board, and pwede pa bang mag-second prismatic lens si Waning Moon, Kara? Would you think pwede pa ba? Meron siya second prismatic lens yan. Ibababa mo na ba yan? O would just fill out the board?
Actually, I feel that's very slow because there's already a lot of damage on the board. But in Waning Moon's perspective, that is the winning play.
Yes, that's a good, that's a reasonable play just to probably maybe on the next turn magkakaroon siya ng possible advantage. But sobrang nipis na ng deck niya ngayon. Ilang Murloc na lang ba ang lalabas, di ba?
Yeah,
Parang-
and right now he has 10 cards in hand. So he's thinking about playing this 1 mana minion or just burn 1 card. Because this is
yeah.
very valuable minion, the
Yes.
1/1 that adds 1 attack. So
Yeah.
he's debating whether to play it now or just burn 1 card.
So yung 1 card na yung sasabi ni Kara, that's the Grimscale Oracle. It adds +1 attack to all Murlocs.
Right.
Very important yan kasi pag naglabas ka ng board na puro Murloc lang, tapos i-trade mo yung isang minion, naglabas ka ng Grimscale Oracle, pwede mong i-fill out yung, or there's a possible clear. But again, let's not forget, when Waning Moon uses the Tip the Scales, there's going to be Summoning Sickness except for the minions with charge. Eh, ano lang naman yung minion with charge? Diba? Ilan yun? Dalawa lang yun eh. Yung may minion with charge coming from Waning Moon's deck. Ayan, importante yan. That's a good card.
Staz here choosing to magnetize the Zilliax onto the Snip Snap so that he knows that Dustin doesn't have any removal for
Yes.
for this board. So it's just going full aggro.
Yes, and then let's look at the board of Staz. 5, 6, 7, 9, 11, 13. 13 na yun. Double check mo nga, Kara.
Yeah, I think it's 13.
Plus the weapon. It's 14. 6, 7, 9.
Yeah, no, it's included. 13
Yeah, it's
including the weapon.
13 including the weapon. Okay, so, ayan, no, unti lang lumabas na mga Murlocs coming from the Tip the Scales, and di pa rin activated si Zephrys. Zephrys is actually one of the cards that has been developed by Blizzard with a special algorithm to detect which cards you need during that specific time. But the condition for Zephrys to be active is that wala ka lang duplicates in the deck.
So Waning Moon is actually trying to fish out all the duplicates in the deck. However, Zephyrs is still not active. So looks
Yan na.
like this is gonna be a tied series. Staz fighting back with this.
Secondary deck, no? Ay, parang secondary deck talaga to. This is
Yeah.
the specific deck.
We
Sabi
didn't
ko,
see the crab, but it's probably the secondary deck because that one has the,
diba?
the hungry crab.
Pero meron siyang Batterhead eh. It's very important talaga. So parang mag-trade ka. So,
But
again, that's...
I believe
yeah.
Staz winning that matchup because of using the Celestial, I
Yes.
think as Celestial Emissary.
Celestial Emissary, yes.
Yeah.
And
So he was able to remove the board using the Fan of Knives. So
yes. Very, very good play right there. Also, some RNG from Staz's side kasi mahirap makakuha yung Celestial Emissary. Ako nga iniisip ko lang, Kobold lang eh. Kobold na 2-2 to add spell damage, and he found out another way to get that Celestial Emissary back into his own hand. So,
Yeah.
galing nga.
not sure if that's yan ba talaga yung in-expect ni Staz to get that card, but it's really helped him win that matchup. So let's see.
Di ba, may mga, ano kasi, di ba, may mga 2-cost cards na spell damage. Meron kang Falnos, meron kang Kobold, meron kang, yung Celestial Emissary, hindi ko na-expect yun. Kasi ano mage yun eh. Puro neutral lang iniisip ko eh. But then again, it was really fortunate.
Possible din na makuha niya yung Doomsayer. Dun sa,
Doomsayer din. Pwede rin
sa
yun.
hand na yun.
That's a 2-cost card. Ayan,
So-
yung Blood Mage Talnos that I was saying. But then again, meron tayong Evil Miscreant, which is activated only when there's a combo.
Dustin having a good opener once again with a 1-2 drops. I mean, 1 into 1 and then buffing the health of the minions.
Yes, and possibly trading here.
Going face,
Oh,
probably.
going face instead.
Yeah.
Yes. So pag ganito talaga, Kara, hindi ka talaga magde-trade, no? Hindi talaga.
Because 1-4 doesn't do anything in the board, so just go face and his
Sayang
deck
naman.
is a face,
Yeah,
face
sayang.
deck.
Yeah, it's really a face deck, and it's like Murloc has been one of the basically nga yung deck ni Waning Moon is actually a revival of, I think it's the Grand Tournament deck. Yung magsasamon ka ng board ng Dead Murlocs. Remember? If you remember. Dati kasi meron kasing card na nag-rotate out na, you can summon all the Dead Murlocs that were that died in the game. Tapos pwede mo siyang i-OTK na with that card.
Right.
Diba?
I remember
Diba?
the legendary minion that has charge.
Yes. And yung spell na nag-fill out ng board. But then again, dito kay Waning Moon, wala na yung Prismatic Lens. And the Prismatic Lens is not is very important in the sense that for you to have an earlier board control, you would fill out your board. And looking at it right now, Staz has a lot of options here just to remove the Morlock TIE Caller with the weapon and the Evil Miscreant.
Yeah, Staz choosing to remove it using his face instead of the Goblin Lucky. Doesn't want to float 1 mana, so
Yeah. So that's a good, yan, nag-trade na po si Waning Moon, possibly knowing that there's another minion na that could be buffed up with a Goblin Lucky, or yung meron pa tayong isa pang bagong Lucky na lumabas, di ba? Yung that's
Titanic,
the elemental.
Titanic Lucky.
Lucky. Yan, it's going to be a problem when you have taunts. And maganda na naglabas si Waning Moon ng isang Murloc Tasty Fit that could bring out other Murlocs in the deck, therefore possibly thinning it out a bit more. And ayan, nakita natin yung Batterhead, lumabas na dun sa may side ni Staz. Ayan, 8 cost minion, sobrang laki, and it's very hard to... Ayan na, nilamit na niya ang Goblin Lucky.
Let's see where this trade goes.
Okay, that's a good value trade coming from Staz. And ano nga ba yung value trade na sinasabi natin na Kara?
Bali, nag-value trade ka if your minion, you want to trade to another minion and then magsasurvive pa rin yung minion mo. Meaning, it's 2 for 1 or maybe 3 for 1 card. There's the value of that card.
Yes, and that's also very important when you're playing this kind of game. Is just you have to make 1 survive. Siyempre, may advantage ka eh. 1 survives, 1 dies. Basically, kahit na medyo awkward tignan na merong damage minion ka, it's still a surviving minion. And you can use it in the further turns.
And looking at Waning Moon's hand, he has 2 weapons. So, it's kind of lacking any minions.
And I'm curious about this Tunnel Blaster na nasa hand ni Staz. Di ko masyadong ginagamit yan eh. Pero that has a death rattle dealing 3 damage to all minions. It's
right.
basically an upgraded Abomination. Abomination, grabe no? It's very important na meron kang mga ganyang answers na specifically tama yung guess ni Staz. Kasi you have to do a pre-work in terms of making the decks,
deck
di ba?
building, right? And I believe the Tunnel Blaster is his secondary deck. So he switch to counter this Murloc Paladin. And for the Waning Moon, I'm not sure if he switched to another deck or still using his primary.
Parang from what I'm looking at right now, wala naman siyang ginawang additional decks, or we can't see any more additional cards that he used or he switched to. Kasi ang nagbabago lang is yung Immortal Prelate, yung Daud na Taka for the secondary, and
That's probably for the warrior matchup.
And also, meron siyang Henchclans, Hogsteed, and yun lang. Yun lang yung binago niya sa susunod sa tertiary deck. But as of now, it's still looking like a primary deck, no?
Yeah, and here, Staz utilizing the spell damage from
Yes.
the Talnos.
Ayan. Ibababa mo na ba yan? Tapos i-shadow step mo na ba, Kara?
I believe Staz will
Would you shadow step the Pogo?
yes,
Shadow
because
step.
he needs to have sturdy minions on the board.
Yes. And that's going to be a 5-5 paglabas na nito, no? I think.
But he's thinking about holding the minion.
For a possible combo. Kung meron man.
Yeah, because also when he plays the 7 mana minion,
Yes. It may die. Yeah, it may die. Or it may get damage. It may get damaged and possibly die in the future turns. So it's possibly a good play. I think may lab recruiter naman siya dyan, so pwede pa niya ibalik yan. Kaya siguro niya kinikip pa rin.
let's see if it's...
Kung 1 cost, hindi, 3 cost siya. So,
So
okay.
we can still play it this turn.
Yes! Tara! So meron tayo, oh, you know, there you go. That's
Wow.
the charge minion that I was talking about a while ago. And it can go face, most likely go face, di ba?
Dustin is thinking about if he's going to go face or trade into this Talnos,
Talnos.
because there's a punish if he goes face because of the another fan of knives.
Yes.
But he's choosing what is the best way if he's going to ano ba yun? Is going to
Yeah. So if he's going face or going to trade, pag nag-trade siya, ang mangyayari dyan, mawawala yung spell damage, magdodraw si Staz. Pag nag-go face siya, he would be near by doing 11 damage. He can actually secure the other minions by putting down the Cold Light Seer on turn 8.
Yeah, I think he can't win if he trades. So it's the best way is to just go face and pray that there's no Fan of Knives in hand.
So parang what are the chances? Dalawang Tunnel Blaster. Okay, pwede pa naman. Kasi pwede naman yung Staz can do the trade here and also possibly draw something or an answer for this. And meron naman siyang Tunnel Blaster which can possibly decrease the damage na pwedeng pumunta sa face niya. Diba?
As I can see here, meron ding Cold Lights here si Waning. So,
Yes.
hindi mamamatay yung mga ibang minions kasi magbabuff yung mga 2 minions into 4.
Yes, and for those of you who don't know, Cold Light Seer adds +2 health to all your Murloc. So, magiging out of range from the 3 damage na ilalabas ng Tunnel Blaster. Okay, then, yan na.
If my calculation is correct,
Pasok pa rin ba?
2v4 plus 3, 7 plus
10? Hindi, wait lang.
3. Ilan yan?
Wait lang, pag tinread, wait lang Ito yung mamamatay, di ba? Yung mamamatay is yung Charge Minion, the Cold Light, the Grimscale Oracle. So mamamatay itong tatlo. Ang makukuha niya is 6. Ay, patay rin to eh. Oh, buhay lang dalawa.
It's off by 1. It's 10 damage. Yeah. I think it's 10 damage.
So it's going to be 3 plus 2, it's 5 plus...
I think you still go with the 10
10
damage to face because you have a weapon in hand.
Yes, pwede pa rin.
And you also have the Charger Murloc, so...
Yeah. Pwede pa rin. I mean, yung sinasabi mo, naglabas siya ng Cold Light Seer, by possibly doing the trade, pero not with the high health minions. Yan. So, he can do the trade. Ang magsasurvive yung Toxfin, yung Murloc War Leader, and yung Sir Finley.
Yeah.
So, that will be a total of...
It's 10 damage.
10 damage. Yan. 3, 6, 10. It's one off. But the next turn, important din kasi ang mangyayari dyan, pag... okay, sinakto niyang 4. Sinakto niyang 4 damage.
Choosing to trade.
Yeah. And doing that trade from Waning Moon, it leaves him with 2 minions on board. And the play here from Staz, medyo questionable pa rin. Pag gumamit siya ng Tunnel Blaster, mamamatay yung mga ibang minions. Pag gumamit siya ng Batterhead, mamamatay yung dalawang minion. Pero still vulnerable for a true silver champion play from Waning Moon. So he could still die from that.
Yeah, I think based on the cards of Staz, looks like Waning Moon got this.
Yes, that's it talaga eh. I mean,
there's no other defensive play, or probably Staz can like draw for answers, but on the current cards that he has on hand, if he plays the Tunnel Blaster, it will just die and the minions on board and through silver for lethal.
Yes. Or kahit nga yung...
And it's already roping, so...
Yun yung Batterhead that I was saying a while ago. It can attack again if it kills another minion. And again. So, titignan na lang ni Staz kung anong lethal setup ni Waning Moon. And that's going to be the true silver champion.
With a sigh of relief, winning this very important game.
Yes.
2-1 versus Staz.
And that's going to be the game. And our winner for today between Staz and Waning Moon is going to be Waning Moon, Dustin Mangulapnan.
Very well played for both players. And
yes. And also, as you can see, maganda rin yung game 2 na ginawa ni Staz. But again, Murloc Paladin, the one with the tip the scales, is actually super strong in the sense na ma-overpower talaga niya yung board. And also, tip the scales, talagang, it's OP. Diba? Tama, Kara?
Yeah, medyo close yung third game. Pero once na na-draw na yung prismatic lens,
and then nasamon kagad on that turn yung tip the scales, man, wala na talagang answers from the hand of Staz. And again,
Waning rewarded for going face with that 6 attack Murloc instead of trading because that's a big, kung trinade na yun, kulang siya ng 6 damage or
Yes. Kulang siya ng 6 damage and medyo magiging off pa rin siya by how many turns. And so, it's really important. And again, we would like to thank our partners in this tournament. It's Razer, the official esports partner for the 30th SEA Games.
TV5 and Signal, the official broadcast partners.
And Mountain Dew, Sibol's official game fuel. So again, congratulations to Waning Moon. So as of now, we are not updated on the scores, but it's important that it's one, kumbaga may +1 siya sa win counter niya against the other 3 players here for Hearthstone. And let's go to the courtside reporters for an update regarding Sibol.
Welcome back to Sibol, the National Pool Combine here in Circuit Makati. My name is Tony Moreno and I am one of your courtside correspondents for today. And of course, I am joined by Staz who just finished a very exciting match of Hearthstone. So Staz, medyo kwentuhan mo naman kami, how did you get into the game?
Bale, dati naglalaro ako ng StarCraft 2 din. Kaso ang pangit ng internet ko, so naganap ako ng laro na hindi big deal yung speed ng internet. So napunta ako sa Hearthstone, which is Blizzard game din, same nung StarCraft. So yun.
So yung slow internet talaga ang naging push mo to get into Hearthstone. So getting into here into Sibol, how did you prepare and what was your mindset?
Yung usual practice routine, and syempre inaaral ko yung meta, then practice ko yung decks ko. And tas hingi ako ng advice sa teammates ko, yun.
Ayun, so Sibol is a fairly new competition. And of course, what did you think of the level of competition, yung level of difficulty ng mga nakalaban mo?
Si Waning Moon, actually 5 years na kami naglalaban sa Hearthstone. So madalas kami magkita sa finals. And minsan siya panalo, minsan ako. So medyo yun, kami talaga yung laging magkalaban madalas dito sa Philippine Hearthstone tournaments.
So medyo kilala mo na rin ang mga makakalaban mo, no? So this is your moment. Meron ka bang mga gustong pasalamatan or may message ka ba dyan?
Siyempre, thank you sa Bren Esports, yung casters, si Excelsior, si Kara. And siyempre yung teammates ko, si Chok, si Gia. Yun, and yung sa very supportive ko na wife, Yurish, hello, nanonood yata siya ngayon. Tapos, ayun, si Sir Bren, Sir Jab, Pompey, yun. Okay, thank you.
Congratulations again for making it all the way here to Sibol. And thank you for gracing us with your time, Staz. So back to you, Excelsior and Kara.
Ayan. Thank you, Tony. And ang ganda ng interview ni Staz dyan, no? Very inspired talaga siya. And he also does his homework. And ang dami niyang ginagawang preparation for this Hearthstone tournament. And any Hearthstone tournament needs a lot of preparation. Tama ba yan, Kara?
correct.
Yan, di ba?
But now I think we're getting ready for our next match.
And next match is going to be between Alan Pogi and Gia. So they're going on to the stage right now, if I'm correct. Oh, yes, they're going on.
Yeah.
So, and Alan Pogi and Gia are 2 Hearthstone players. Syempre, very seasoned. Gia has been known to be a Blizzard Hearthstone caster turned pro, di ba? Ever since her, ano may tinawag natin dun? Yung WSOE?
Yeah, and also Gia's been playing Hearthstone for several
Yes.
years na rin
Yes.
during the previous Guild House days pa.
Oh, yes.
And as you can see there, Gia flexing her Grandmaster's jacket.
Yes, and also Alan Pogi has been playing over with the local community over at the Fireside Gatherings, and also many online tournaments. He has won a lot of tournaments, especially he won a spot in the talent pool with the qualifiers as well, diba?
And aside from that, both players is coming from University of the Philippines. Gia is from Diliman and then Alan is from Los Baños. So mga isko at iska ang kasama natin dito.
Yes, and it's very important talaga na naglalaban ang mga Hearthstone players dito. Kasi ano bang pinaglalaban nila, Kyra?
The top 2 players, that is yung mananalo from out of the 4 will get to represent Philippines in the upcoming Southeast Asian Games for Hearthstone.
And that's going to be at December 2019 over at San Juan, diba? If I'm correct. So again, these players are really serious about this game. And if you're just watching, you can also play Hearthstone, may it be on the PC or your iOS or
mobile
Android mobile
tablet,
device.
and it's free to play. So if you're watching this and you find it very appealing, just download the app and play it.
Yes.
You're welcome in our community, the Hearthstone Philippines.
So, okay, so let's talk about the decks of Gia and Alan Pogi, no? So, ano nga ba yung deck nila, Kara?
Gia is using the Quest Druid.
Yes.
And for Alan's bringing the Aggro Warrior.
Yes, yung Aggro Warrior, medyo
Or I think
iffy ako,
they call
parang
it maybe Wounded,
Wounded
Warrior.
Yes, Wounded Warrior. Why? Kasi meron tayong specific na cards na magpapalakas ng mga damage minions from Warrior. Ito yung pinaka-aesthetic na ginagawa ng Warrior cards dati. But now, it has carried over to this expansion na mas pinalakas pa. Eh, makikita natin kung gaano kalakas yun. And also, ano bang strength ng Quest Druid, Kara?
For Quest Druid right now, I think it's the #1 deck currently in the meta. When you watch the Grandmasters, everybody's bringing Quest Druid.
Yes.
So,
But
with regards to this matchup, I think it's a 50-50. It really depends on what is the tech cards that they brought for this tournament or for
Yes.
this match. So we will see.
I
I
concur.
think the players
Yeah.
are getting ready.
And also, sa mga hindi alam dyan ang Quest Druid, sobrang dali tapusin. Sobrang dali. Turn 1, if you have the coin, turn 4, tapos mo na yung quest, di ba? Tama ba yung Kara?
Yeah, so in order for Alan to win this matchup, he has to play fast,
Yes.
meaning kailangan first 4 turns is able to damage the Quest Druid because walang gagawin yung Druid for the past few turns, just going to pass until he completes the quest or play some cards.
Yan. And talaga, and there's a lot of life gain coming from Druid and a lot of removals, di ba? Tama ba? Tama ba yun, Kara?
Yes, correct.
Yes. And
So-
I think we're going into the match. I can hear the sounds
Of the
from
mulligan.
of the mulligan. And tignan natin kung ano yung magiging mulligan ng mga players na to.
So this is game 1, Gia versus Alan Pogi. And Alan going to the first turn. You can see
Yan, yung sasabi natin pan-damage, di ba? Inner Rage. And this one, the Live Wire Lance, is a new card coming from the Saviors of Uldum. You can add a lucky to your hand after your hero attacks. Sobrang importante ng yung mga lucky, no? Yung mga bagong lucky cards ever since the Rise of Shadows, di ba, Kara?
yes, correct. And looking at the hands, looks like throw all tong si Alan because he's looking for the 1-drop minions here.
That's right, that's right.
And Gia there, having the new card again, the Zephyrs. So,
Yan, sobrang... And the coin is on Gia's hand.
so that is a big advantage
That's a
for
big
her.
advantage, no? Usually, ang ginagawa ng mga players natin, it's either ang magko-coin sila kagad. Yan, like what Gia is hovering right now. Yan. And that gives another tick to the quest. Ilang turns ba ang kailangan mo? 4 lang.
4 lang.
4 dapat, di ba? So, ang lalabas lang niya ni Alan Pogi for this turn, sensibly, would be the Red Band Wasp. And that the Red Band Wasp has Rush, but it has +2 attack when it's damaged. +3 attack while damaged. So, yan. How would you play this turn, Kara?
For Gia's perspective, he'll just going to pass, not even hero power, so that the quest will tick.
Oo, talaga magtitik yan pag nag-pass lang siya.
Yan.
And ayan na, ginawa na nga niya. Kasi pag puro 2 cost yan eh. Pag naglabas siya ng 2 cost card, hindi magtitik yung quest.
So sa side naman ni Alan here, I think hindi masyadong maganda yung draw niya kasi walang masyadong pressure. So there's 2 options. He can play the Cruel Taskmaster
Yes.
or play the Temple Berserker.
I think this would be a Cruel Taskmaster play. Kasi, for one, papalakasin mo si Red Band Wasp. And that's going to be a total of, ilan yun? May +2 damage from Cruel Taskmaster, no?
Yes, and then another +2, so that will be a 5/2 minion.
I think it's +2, +3. So, +3 attack eh, yung kay Red Band Wasp. So, it's going to be 6.
Ah, okay. Is it +3?
Yes. Boom. And there you go. That's a 6 attack minion. And looking at the side of Gia, she has so many answers for this. She has the Wrath, which can deal 3 damage or 1 damage withdraw. And this is also very important because you would need to remove much of that parang threats na coming from Alan Pogi's board. And next in line is one of the newer cards para kay Gia. It's going to be possibly Beast. Di ba? So,
Yeah.
kay Alan Pogi, what do you think is the turn here, Kara?
I think I like playing the Corcoran Elite here and just going face.
Yes.
3 out of 4 na yung quest ni Gia, so he's going to complete it next turn.
Yes.
Alan needs to put more pressure, and the only pressure he has is the...
Corcoran Elite.
Yep.
Yes,
And like what you said, Gia will probably play the beast on this 4-3 minion.
At 2 beast ang nakuha niya. No? Medyo, ako, mahirap yan. Kasi beast summons 4 1-1 beast with rush. So pag may 3 cost minion like a Corcoran Elite, 1 is going to survive. Plus meron pa siyang isa pang beast. So basically, it's a good counter for the Frothing Berserker. Diba? Oh, mati siya kagad.
Yep.
Kahit na may taunt on board.
So the quest is now active, live for Gia.
Yes, live
And
na live.
for Alan's thinking about equipping the Ripper and just hitting face.
Pwede rin. Or maybe just for board presence, maglabas siya ng Temple Berserker. And
the lance?
plus the Blood Sworn
Yeah, but
Mercenary.
there's no
Kailangan niya i-damage
use.
si Cruel Taskmaster just to put some board presence talaga. And also divide the yung mga beasts. Kasi pa naglabas siya ng beast dyan, Carol, it's going to be turn 5 pa lang, di ba? May matitira pang isa pang B kung may, lots of beasts pa. Kapag may tinarget lang siyang isang minion. Pero,
Yeah, I think Alan is thinking of a way on
Rampage.
how to counter the Oasis.
ayan no,
What will happen? And this is the best play for countering that 5 cost
So
card
yung
from
sinasabi,
the Druid.
so yung sinasabi, tama nga yun na, Kara, so yung sinasabi ni Kara, guys, is going to be, I think it's the Oasis Surger.
Yeah, that
And
one.
that's it's either +3, +2/+2. It's a 3 free cost elemental na merong rush. Tapos pag dinuplicate mo yun, it's going to be 2 5/5s. Can do a possible more clear.
Yan na nga,
and a
nakakuha
beast
na ni Gia. So,
Yun na.
I think that was the mindset of Alan. That's why he did this play to counter that 2/5/5 minions. And
Kasi from looking at it from his side, medyo mahihirapan siya i-remove yung 2/5/5 na may rush. Ang laki ng health, for one. Tapos, looking at his hand, wala siyang enough removals. Kasi basically, this deck that Alan is carrying, although makikita mo na 18 health lang si Gia ngayon, advantage pa rin si Gia. Kasi by this turn, dapat, siya, lethal na.
yep.
Dapat nga end of the game na. Pero hindi pa, as long as the game goes on further, it's going to be less advantageous for Alan Pogi to win.
So with this hand, I believe for Alan is thinking about just going face, and okay lang kumbaga pagka merong heal si Gia, so talo na siya. So kailangan na lang niyang to make the risk.
Yes,
Make
risk
that
talaga.
risk. Kasi wala na.
Yeah, this is a setup for a possible lethal, lalo na pag walang heal si Gia. So, oh my gosh.
Hindi na
Meron
nga.
ba? Hindi, meron
Wala.
siyang meron siyang taunt.
That's the
Yes.
most defensive way na pwede niyang gawin. So if Gia doesn't taunt this turn, it's going to die
Pwede
with
siyang
Leroy plus weapon.
Pwede siyang gumamit ng Starfall, plus ilabas niya yung taunt niya na magiging 0 cost, no?
Right.
Basically, it's like Arcane Tyrant, no? Kasi it's going to be 0 cost when you summon a spell that costs 5 or more.
Right.
So,
So that is the most defensive play that Gia can do.
yung sinasabi nga natin, sana yung isang spell that can give you plus 12 health and another 6/6 taunt,
Right.
it's not there. But you have to adjust in times of this dire need.
He
Kailangan
just
maglabas
needs
ka
to
ng taunt.
survive because
Yes.
he has more value with this deck.
And-
And
yeah.
looking at Gia Sanders, no other way on how he can play
Waits for no one.
this one. So he's going to play down the taunt
Yes.
for defense.
So, that's called the Anubisath Defender. And nakikita mo yung number 2 cost card dyan na hindi pa niya ginagamit, the Crystal Merchant. It could draw one card if you have any unspent mana. But Gia is put on a spot where she has to use almost all of her mana in the next few turns kasi talagang defensive talaga yung play niya ngayon. And what we're looking for a while ago is yung tinatawag nating Hidden Oasis, no, na nag-bring out the 6/6 taunt and plus 12 heal. No? So usually ginagawa nila yun kung against aggro ka, you heal yourself. Kung ikaw yung beatdown, hini-heal mo yung Oasis Surger mo o yung any other minion na nangangailangan ng heal. So, right now, we're looking at Alan Pogi. Anong tingin mo magiging magandang turn for Alan Pogi?
Yeah, for Alan here, he just probably needs to kill this using the weapon and then play the minions, the 1 minion, 2 minion, and probably equip the weapon as well.
So that's what he's going to go to. Labas siya ng Temple Berserker and the Eternium Rover. Temple Berserker has Reborn, no? And has plus 2 attack if it's damaged, di ba? And Eternium Rover gives you plus 2 armor when it is damaged.
And if Gia doesn't heal here, it looks like it's going to be lethal for
Yes.
Alan next turn with the Leroy plus the weapon and 2 damage on board, so that's exactly 10. And looking at the hand, there's no heal in hand. If he draws using the Nourish, he will have 3 health.
May binibilang si
Yeah,
Alan Pogi.
it's lethal next
Lethal na
turn.
no? Kasi
So, pag plinay niya yung Nourish, he needs
Yeah.
to find the zero cost taunt again
Yeah.
for defense. Pero there's no card in the deck that can help Gia. I believe in this. There's no card that can save her
Yes.
aside from that taunt.
Yes. Wala talaga, no?
Because there's going to be just 3 mana remaining.
Pag ginawa niya, kunyari, for example, she puts out the Berserker, the Oasis Surger. Ayan na, nag-nourish na lang siya. So, it's going to be suntok sa buwan. Ayun yung Hidden Oasis, medyo too late. Oh, yun! Ano, bisa
got
defender.
it! 1 out of, I don't know how
I
many
don't know,
cards.
pero ang dami na no?
Yeah, but that actually saves Gia from...
Oh my gosh. Wait. Meron akong nakikitang play dito in which that in the next few turns, pwede siya makakuha na lethal. But then again, meron siyang Oasis Surger. Hidden Oasis. So parang nasisira na ulit. So, what is your best play here,
Pero
Cara?
yung draw talaga na yun from Gia is very crucial.
Yes.
Like what I've said, that's the only card that can save her and
Yes.
na-draw niya yun.
Na-draw niya yun, no? And because of the Osirian tier being activated, nakikita mo yung play na ginamit niya, which is called Nourish, you draw 3 cards and add plus 2 mana. Kasi pinagsama na no? So since 5 cost siya, nilabas niya yung Anubis at Defender, 0 cost, tapos nilabas niya yung Power of the Wild, which is 2 cost, na power up niya, or yan, ititrade na lang niya yan to the 6 and just go face.
So, Alan will get a lucky from this attack.
So, ano yung best luckies tingin mo?
I think
Ay, duplicate niya. Nice dupe. Okay. So this sets him up for 3, 6, 9, 10, and 12 damage. Pag sinama mo yung Goblin Lucky, that's going to be a total of 13. Possible, no?
yeah, so Gia here feeling very confident because there's no more Leroy.
Yes.
And I think mababaliktad na
Yes.
itong game because
Medyo matagal na no?
isa na lang yung card din ni Alan and Gia has more value.
And when you are in the position of Alan Pogi, that's what we call running out of fuel, no? Running out of gas to like answer the board or possibly just go face. Pero ito na yun. Hidden Oasis incoming. Maglalabas siya ng 6/6 taunt with recovery of 12 health. And it's going to be 7/7. And may value trade na gagawin si Gia. That is to the 3/3. So what could help Alan Pogi? Probably attack siya with the live wire lands. Possibly get a nice card from the Lucky. Anong Ethereal Lucky could get you a Witchy Lucky or Ethereal Lucky. Mas tingin mo mas maganda card.
Nag-iisip ako ng way on how can Alan win this game.
Ayan.
Pero hindi ako
Lucky yun
makaisip
eh.
ng
Lucky
way.
yun eh. Feeling ko lucky talaga siya eh. Yan,
Yeah,
it's really
probably something from the spell.
Execute. Oh, may rage syempre.
Draw is also okay.
Rage
He
yan,
will
no?
draw 3 cards.
Yes, rage yan. Because meron siyang damage na 2 Temple Berserker plus the face is counted for damage. So pwede ka mag-battle rage. Yes.
Sorry, it's 4 cards
Four
because the
cards.
1/2 is damage as well.
Ayan
So
na.
it's-
Refill. There's one of the basic cards. Groma Shell Screen, Town Crier, and Restless Mummy. Okay, I think it's a Restless Mummy turn plus the Town Crier turn. Ayan na po. Trades incoming.
Probably,
Parang medyo dapat gumamit siya ng Town Crier and Goblin Lucky to save that one. Wala na siyang ibang ano yun. So, medyo namadali ni Alam Pogi yung turn na yun because of the rope.
I think he's saving the Goblin Lucky for the Gromash. I'm not sure. Or
That's going to be just the 5. Ang kulang niya is yung inner rage, di ba?
right. So he's probably counting lethal. Let's say that's 10 plus the 2 damage from the rage, 12, 13.
Pero pag ikaw, Karakute, what would you use here? Would you use a scenarios to just bring out a 2/4/4s on the side? Or would you bring out a Oasis Surger or a Hidden Oasis? Ang dami niyang choices dito
I think you need to be defensive. So you need taunts. So it's either the 6 spell or scenarios. Let's see.
So parang pag naglabas siya ng Hidden Oasis, she has around 4 more mana. Pwede siya maglabas
Pwede siya
ng
mag-play
Crystal
ng-
Merchant
Yup.
for a possible draw. Tapos ang mangyari may 6 ka, pero is there going to be a possible answer for that from Alam Pogi's side?
So Gia choosing to play the scenarios for the
Wala nga,
taunts.
no? Yan na.
And it's going to trade. So is this lethal?
Okay, let's see. So maglabas ka ng ng isang Restless Mummy just to answer the 4/4s. 3, 6, 7, 8. Medyo kulang, no? Trade.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit off.
Off siya. Yan binibilang ni Alam Pogi ngayon. So he's counting right now. If he uses
Is
the Reckless Mummy, tapos nilagyan niya ng Goblin Lucky, magkakaroon siya ng 1 removal ng isa sa mga 4/2 Treant Taunts.
I think he's looking for the goblin, not the goblin lucky, the 2 damage lucky.
Medyo walang kwenta yan yung as of now, kasi yung summoner na yan, di ba? The first card that you play is going to be discounted. This is going to be a trade into the taunts from Alam Pogi.
But Alan will be able to hit some damage sa face. I think may makakalusot na minions dito.
Ayan na. That's the use of the...
It's 10 damage to the face. Down to 4. Setting up lethal for next turn with the Orton Elite or the Gromash.
Looking at the side of Gia, she can use the Hidden Oasis, and Hidden Oasis can bring you another 6/6 taunt plus 12 health. So babalik siya sa 18. So best course of action para kay Gia dito, if I'm correct, is use Hidden Oasis and do the trades na sa mga bigger minions.
Yeah.
Or yung mga possible na... Kasi kapag tinrade siya dun sa may big minions, for example, the Temple Berserker, ang mangyayari dyan, babalik lang yan as a reborn.
Yeah, actually, yun yung nagpapasticky ng board ni Alan, yung 3-1 na reborn. Kasi hindi siya mapatay ni Gia kasi babalik lang ulit sa 3-1. So, he's going to trade against the other minions na doesn't have any reborn.
And she would probably trade with the 2/2 and the 1/2 right here. Kasi, I mean, pag nakakuha ka ng isang swipe, oh man, that's going to be a game changer right there, no?
Even swipe or the 5 mana.
Yes.
The 5 mana druid spell.
Oh, the Starfall, no?
Yeah,
if
that one.
he brings out the Starfall and Arcanite Reaper, oh my gosh, kulang pa rin. This is not going to be enough for Alam Pogi. And if he uses the if he uses the live wire lance again to the face of to the 6-6 minion there with taunt, 14 na siya, it's malapit-lapit na rin eh. Kasi
Yeah,
baka mali
actually,
mo,
if you can see, yung life ni Alan's only 20. So, posible na next turn, malital
Maglital
na rin
siya
siya
eh, oo.
ni Gia with
Kung
the right draw, maybe swipe or anything. Malapit na
malapit
siyang...
na eh. Oh. So, kailangan, maybe again, lagi ka ng Power of the Wild, malagyan ka ng swipe. So, ito na yan. Ginamit na niya yung Reborn, Temple, Berserker. Yung mga charges na yun, very important. And he's going to get something useful from the live wire lance. Okay, Bubble Daki. Okay.
Is it lethal
Wait.
or...
One,
Ano?
kulang eh. 1,
10, 11, 12. It's 4 off. It's 4 off lethal, but he can...
Yeah, kulang.
He can
Set it up, no?
set it up, yeah,
Charge
because
niya
he
yung
has
sarili niya.
Arcanite plus Corcoran Elite next turn. That's like 9
9
damage. And G already used all the healing cards to
Yes.
Hidden Oasis. So,
Oh, pero meron siyang nilabas na War Druid Loti. Is it going to be... It has...
It has taunt,
and
right?
it has poison, but it's not going to be enough. Kasi pag ginamit niya yan, there's still the Oasis Surger,
yup.
no? So parang magiging dalawang 5-5 yan.
Pero imagine drawing swipe there. That would be a
That would
lights
be,
out for Alan, but
Oo.
didn't get the 2 swipes in the deck.
Yes. Na dalawang swipe at hindi pa na-activate si Zephyrus.
So,
So-
yeah, kasi yung dalawang swipe nasa deck
Andun
pa, so
pa eh.
hindi pa active.
So ito, would you
Let's
go...
see how Gia will trade here.
Ito, dapat niya ilabas na to si War Druid Loti kasi may taunt. Pero it should not trade into the 10-7. So yung 5-5, dalawang 1-4s or the 6-3, the 1-4 can trade. Yan. And then the 5-5s can go
Yeah.
to the bigger minions.
But even with that, he has Arcanite Reaper and Corcoran Elite, meaning
Pero may taunt pa rin.
4 dam.
Oh.
He can hero power the 4-5 and then 4-3 goes to face, so still lethal. But of course, Gia doesn't know it.
Yes. Tama,
But
no?
in Alan's perspective,
Arcanite Reaper muna, no?
Yep.
Saktong-sakto.
So Alan taking game 1 of
Yes.
this series. That was a close match.
Close match?
But like I said, this
Nice.
matchup is 50-50, so it really depends on
Well played.
draw. Gia throwing the well played there.
And that's going to be the first game won by Alan Pogi against Gia, no? So these two players are having a really, really hard time facing each other kasi one, Gia has been, how do you say this, healing herself, countering Alan Pogi's turns and board. And Alan Pogi has been actually praying for the best cards coming from the live wire lands and the lackeys to be very, very useful for him, and also setting it up for lethal.
Yeah, but well played for both players. They really played the best. No misplays, optimal plays every turn.
Yes.
And that's what we expect from our Hearthstone
Yes, I agree.
Sibol pool.
And that's what's going... kailangan talagang may certain amount of skill when you play a Hearthstone. When you play Hearthstone for the Philippines talaga. So that's why we're weeding out the top players here in the Philippines, and we're just really going to send our best players for the SEA Games
Right.
2019. diba?
And that turn where Gia played the Nourish and then he draw her one out to
Yes.
maybe stabilize, but it's not enough.
Yes.
Alan was able to get there and just hit face. So that's really cool.
And it's,
We're going to our second game.
match. Yes, we're going to our second match. Let's see if they're going to switch to their secondary. Gia is going to switch to her secondary deck or tertiary deck. Tignan natin.
Yeah, we don't know if they switch to the secondary, but let's see. I'm seeing a Doomsayer here, and based on the list, seems that Gia is switched to her secondary deck with
Yes,
2 Doomsayers to
Doomsayers.
counter the... He's expecting the Aggro Warrior or Control Warrior since they already know the classes, so she has some tech versus the Aggro Warrior.
The primary deck could have been very, very useful against the Control Warrior, no? But this secondary deck is probably going to be an answer.
Oh, Alan taunting.
Taunting,
Probably a misclick there.
Taunting, eh. That's a taunt that you can have here in Hearthstone. You can't actually directly talk to other players, di ba, Kara? But you
Yes.
really have... If you really want to talk to them, you can add them. And
Yeah.
if they add you, pwede mo silang kausapin via typing, di ba? But direct communication between the two players in Hearthstone is impossible unless you add them talaga.
Yeah, another thing to notice, Gia again has the coin. So
Yes.
again, bringing closer towards the quest completion.
And also, yung meron tayong card dyan na tinatawag na Innervate. It's basically another coin, no? The next turn, tignan mo. Can she use the Doomsayer and just do the Innervate just to have a turn na meron siyang
I think,
magamit?
not sure, but I think masyado pang maaga.
Maaga.
Most probably, it's just going to pass kasi there's not much pressure on the board.
Yes.
But let's see on how... Also, Gia has a Pounce in hand. Also good versus aggro matchups. So let's see how she decides to play out this turn. Is it going to be just pass, do
or-
nothing, pass, or play the Doomsayer, then use the Innervate? And that's what she's going to do.
Yeah, and then there's also a possible bounce just to remove the but no, di talaga. And the next turn for Gia is going to be possibly a hero power. Oh my gosh.
Is there a way for her to
Wala talaga,
remove? So it's gonna be
Three.
3, 5. I think it's just 6 damage. Is it?
Parang kulang. Oh my.
Oh,
Whoa,
my.
kulang!
Yeah,
Oh
it's
no,
just
that's a
6.
misplay.
We can see Alan.
Quick maths, man. So that's one of the way that what we're saying a while ago. You have to do some quick maths. Alan reacting to his own misplay.
And Gia, as you can see, Gia is very puzzled. Maybe he's thinking double inner rage. You can still kill this with double inner rage, but we can see
Yes.
you can see anything in hand.
I think you should not just use your inner rage now because that's going to be a parang telltale, no? Na sayang na sayang talaga.
Yeah, and it's a crucial misplay because of course manager and the coach is watching this VOD. Diba?
Yes, oh yes.
But of course it's just probably nakalimutan lang niya or hindi niya na-add properly. So
Alam mo, feeling ko,
Gia's feeling better.
Iniisip niya yung Red Band Wisp as plus 3 attack.
Probably.
Probably.
Right.
Pero nakalimutan niya na nilabas na Eternium Rover eh. So parang, it's a misplay. It can happen. It happens to the best of
Probably
us and the worst
nerves.
of us.
Baka kinakabahan si Alan.
Yes.
Or we don't know.
So,
We'll ask him later
let's ask him
what he
later.
thinks about that turn.
We'll ask him offline and off
But
air. kung
still
ano
up 1-0, so maybe he can afford to do
So that's
some
what-
mistakes.
Yes, and it's already four mana coming from Gia's side. It's going to be a Pounce and a Beast.
Yeah.
Beast na yan. Kasi lalabas mo na yung 3-1. And you would leave 3 minions on board.
And it's quest completion, right?
Quest completed
Yep.
na. And there's a waste surgeon next turn. And Alan looking at there. That's a reaction of punished by the misplay. And a Town Crier would bring out another mummy, right?
Correct.
Or let me check if he has Zilliax.
No, it doesn't have any.
Wala Zilliax, no? So it's going to be
Just
just
the mummy.
another restless
Rest.
mummy. And that restless mummy has the new mechanic na tinatawag nating Reborn. No? It's not Death Rattle. It's Reborn. Because you will get Reborn with 1 health minion. Kasi pag Death Rattle, activate yung ability na yon right after. But this Reborn mechanic is basically like a redemption na mechanic doon sa may Paladin. Na you get Reborn, but just with 1 health. So,
Alan here thinking about playing the Corcoran Elite or in the Town Crier or just swinging the weapon to the face.
I think it's going to be a Town Crier. Oh, face. Okay
Going
na,
to go with the weapon.
this is the play na iniisip na ni Alan Pogi. Praying na wala sanang taunt, na wala sanang hidden oasis. But then again, on the side of Gia, it's going to be a total of 13 damage unless mamaya meron lumabas na ayat. Ooh, Rampage.
So it's going to be 4
4
plus
it's going to be
plus
plus 2,
2, 6, plus
3. That's going to be a total
9
of 9 damage.
plus 5. Is it? It's
Yeah, 4 plus 2 plus
4 off.
3. Yeah, kulang pa. No, so that's going to be 9 plus 5. That's around 3 off. 9 plus 5 is 14. 3 off siya.
But Alan will
Pwede pa rin.
do the play and just expect for some top deck next turn.
Oh no, Gia reacting to that turn. Very, very worried. Praying for a hidden oasis. Oh no, that's it. Misplay not punished.
Wait, but it's not yet lethal because
Parang wait lang. Oo nga,
he
di
can
pa
still
lethal,
kill
no?
this, yeah. Gia can still kill this. Alan was only Town Crier on board.
What are the chances, no? So we have seen games that can be won by top decks. So this is one of the games that may be won by a top deck. Tignan natin kung
So
anong
let's
lalabas
see,
niya.
Alan needs this top deck for him to win the series.
Top deck ba?
Oh,
wait lang.
not yet.
Pwede pa.
And Gia has a chance to actually win the next turn with the top deck of her own. So
Yes. Top deck versus top deck. Let's see who wins. So, I think it's going to be a preventive turn for Alan Pogi. Town Crier into Restless Mummy. Remove the one Oasis Surger, leaving a total of 8 damage on board. Pag nagdagdag ka ng isang Power of the Wild, it's going to be plus a total of how many? Plus 4. So it's going to be just 12. Plus and 14. Tapos pag nilaglagay ka pa ng armor, hindi talaga siya aabot sa lethal the next turn.
right. So that is the best way on how to be defensive on Alan's side. It's going to play the Town Crier, remove the 5/5, play the Crystallizer, then Hero Power. That's the only
Yes, that's the only play talaga, no? And pag naglabas siya ng Restless Mummy, luminipis yung deck niya. Therefore,
Right.
more chances of winning, di ba?
more chances of getting the lethal.
Lethal top deck. Ito na yan. Ilalabas pa niya yung Crystallizer.
kulang pala yung
At kulang yung mana, so
just going to
Hero
play
Power.
the Hero Power.
So, off na yan. Hidden Oasis? Oh!
Again,
Oh my!
it's the nourish.
Ano Bisan Defender destroys? Oh, kulang. Okay, is this it? Kulang pa rin.
He can still get a taunt.
Yes.
Because he can get the spell that gives you taunt.
Worthy Expedition into heal. Oh, yeah, no.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
That's going to be the War Druid Naughty with taunt. Oh my gosh.
Gio will stabilize for now.
Oh, Alan reacting to that play, War Druid Naughty, which has all the 4 abilities. Meron kang taunt, meron kang rush, meron kang spell damage, and sobrang protected na siya.
Oh!
One turn off.
Leroy, one turn too late.
One turn too late. So,
Do you think Alan will play the Leroy to show na he has lethal next turn sana if there's
wala
no
na eh.
taunt?
That's going to be... Actually, may chance pa. May small chance if he's assuming na walang swipe or any damager or buff coming from Gia. Leroy Jenkins into the War Druid Lottie. This is only 8 damage plus 0 power.
But there's, right. Because
Diba?
there's also 2 whelps that's coming out of the Leroy. So
yung
still
mga
off by 2.
no?
If he hero powers, then he's still off by 2.
Pero hindi, pasok na yun. That's going to be 5, 6, 7, 8 plus 2. That's going to be 10 total.
Yeah, right.
Lethal na. So
Correct.
lethal na yun. That's the punish that we're talking about. And that's going to be Gia winning the second game against Alan Pogi. Parang kanina lang, no? Kanina 1-1 si Staz and Waning Moon. And now we have Gia getting the second win against, the first win against Alan Pogi in game 2.
Yeah, so Gia using that secondary deck to counter what she expects na magiging deck ni Alan for this match. So it's now 1-1 apiece.
1-1 na.
Both
And
games coming to
very-
game 3. This is the final game for this match.
Yes, final game for this match. And guys, pag sinabi naming punish, okay, we have this term that we have in Hearthstone. This is a play that you make. It's like a misplay that you make. Maybe early in the game, maybe late in the game, but in the end, it gets you a lose, right? So that's what we call punish. So when we say punish, that's what happened to Alan Pogi. That's a misplay that punished him in the game.
And again, Gia going second, meaning he has the coin once again.
Na naman.
So that's 3 out of 3
3
games.
out of 3.
He has the coin,
The coin. So,
meaning turn 4, she will be able to complete the quest.
turn 3, pwede niya labas yung Crystal Merchant. Maglalabas na siya ng drawer. Diba? And turn 2, she doesn't have to use the hero power. She just pass. And turn 4, pwede siya maka-remove ng any big minion with the bees.
So I
Ayan
think
na.
that's a good draw for Alan. Getting the Frothing Berserker for turn 3.
Yes.
Both games, he didn't draw the Berserker. So there's no way for Druid to remove aside from swipe or the pounce plus the wrath.
Yes. And talagang ako ngayon for Gia, I want to put down a minion this turn just because of the Frothing Berserker gets powered up every time someone attacks the minion, no? Or any minion on the board gets attacked. So it would be a nice removal on the turn 4 by using bees against the Frothing Berserker.
So there's an interesting turn here. Gia can choose to play the beast right now and kill the Frothing.
Or
But there's a downside because yung
Yes.
quest niya will not
activate.
correct.
So hindi siya mahalaga ng isang tick.
Yes. So GS thinking about it, is it worth it to use beast on this Frothing? Because alam niya na next turn, pwede siyang mapunish with Rage and then the Bloodsworn Mercenary. So pwedeng mag-snowball yung aggro warrior. So GS really thinking about it, is it worth it to play the beast and skip one tick of the quest?
Ako personally, I would... talaga.
Personally,
Okay lang.
I would do the beast because it's really, there's no way to get back once na nag-snowball yung Berserker.
Ganun talaga. So
And
that's-
there's no removal in hand from Gia, so
Yes.
just needs to sacrifice that turn and
And from next turn pala, she can still use the War Druid Lottie for any responsive removal. No? So parang, for example, naglabas si Alan Pogi na something big in this turn. So pwede siya maglabas ng War Druid Lottie to answer that. And also, pwede rin siyang mag-play ng Crystal Merchant. And let's see what Alan Pogi gets from this Livewire Lance. Oh, Goblin Lucky. Another damager.
Yep.
So the Goblin Lucky adds minion, or the Balcry, give a minion rush and add +1 attack. So let's see.
And yung one thing that hurt Gia in this matchup, she didn't draw the Doomsayer because the Doomsayer is the very effective removal. I
Yes.
mean, to stop the aggression from the warrior. So
Yes.
since he didn't draw the Doomsayer, is really behind on board and
Yes.
down to 23.
Yes, and also Doomsayer is for me one of the yung effect niya is it acts like a wall. Kahit na wala siyang taunt, parang nag-gravitate yung mga attacks ng kalaban, especially if he or she can remove it. So that's 7 attack, total of attack, that can be prevented from your face. So let's see how Gia does this.
So Gia here, debating on whether to play the Loti or just 2 minion.
Yeah, the Crystal Merchant.
Yeah, and then passing, of course, to get the activation from the quest.
And a draw. So next turn, she's one turn too late from a quest completion. 1 turn late pala from a quest completion. And because turn 5, dapat meron na siyang Mana Surger by now, di ba?
Yep.
But she played it safe by using bees on the Frothing Berserker to prevent a snowball, as you said. And let's see how Alan Pogi answers this. Would you trade, or would you just go face?
I think I will trade here because once na nakaka-draw yung Druid, there's a lot of things that he can draw like healing or taunts. So
Yes.
Alan would probably, I think, trade here.
Yes, that's
Pero
right.
one thing to notice that Alan has 3 1-attack minions on board. So it's quite slow, really, to put pressure because it's just 1-attack minions.
So I think Alan is going to just do a trade with the Restless Mummy and a Goblin Lackey. Yeah, that's very effective kasi bibigyan siya ng +1 attack. And go face with the other 3, leaving Gia with a total of 18 health.
Okay. So again, for this turn, Gia has drawn the Starfall, but there's no quest activation again. So it will further delay
Yes.
one more turn. So
more
he's
turn.
thinking about doing other options here. Because he can play the Starfall and play the Taunt, but you will still have like 1/3/1 and 1/1 minion on the board.
I think the best play here is going to be War Druid Lotte 1/6 taunt. Tama ba? What do you think is that?
I think that's a good play as well.
Yan.
Kasi-
Ito si War Druid Lotte kasi may 4 na forms to eh. Di ba? Meron siyang 4-2 with Rush. Meron siyang 1/6 with Taunt. Meron siyang +2 spell damage.
And the poisonous.
Poisonous.
1-2. Is it stealth?
1/2
right?
stealth, poisonous. So talagang it's going to be it may be a reactive, defensive, or talagang aggressive turn. It's going to be the best. The best form ng War Druid Lotte is if Osirian Tear is activated. But right now, again, 1 turn late ang activation ng quest ni Gia. And it's time. 1/6.
So the quest is active next turn.
Yes.
And for Alan here, there's a lot of options he can play this turn. He can Bloodsworn the rush minion
Yes.
to have another 4-1 rush.
Oo nga, ganda ng ganyang play na yan. Kara, I think Bloodsworn Mercenary would be a good play too. But I think he's looking for something... Oh my gosh.
Rampage is the most...
Rampage into Bloodsworn Mercenary. Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, get a copy, man.
And then he can push
Pero
7, 8, 9, 10 damage to the face.
Yes, oh my gosh. Cool. Ang lakas niyan. I mean, imagine having this copy and the other one can go rush. Pero this one can go face. So that's, sabi mo nga 10, di ba?
Right.
So that's good. And it's kind of vulnerable to just 1-star fall pero madami pa rin magsusurvive. Okay. So why?
Alan doing another play.
Alan, why? Why are you doing this?
Another,
I think, oh no, that's kind of,
Alan roping, missing floating 3 mana.
yes, oh my gosh. You don't want to do a floating mana turn here, but maybe, if I'm reading this correctly, Alan is thinking of a possible save here, which can happen in the form of a Groma Shell Scream into Inner Rage, into Rampage, but that's really sobrang layo na lang turn na yon. It's a punish, really.
Yeah. Alright. I don't know what is Alan trying to do on that turn. Not really sure. But okay, let's go to this next turn.
Yeah.
How he can remove the
3/5 Anubisat Defender. I mean, this is the turn 6 would have been the crucial turn talaga. Or turn 5 or 6, dapat sobrang lapit na sa lethal yung opponent, ay ikaw pala, against your opponent when you're playing Wounded Warrior. But right now, it's already turn 7, and it's going to be turn 7 for Gia. You'd actually be more worried right now if you were Alan Pogi, because you would see, you would expect a hidden Oasis on an Oasis Surger. Any heal would be devastating for you as a Wounded Warrior.
So Alan again, waiting for the rope.
Yes, the rope.
Hopefully he'll do it quickly so that...
Oh my gosh, is there going to be another floating mana? Yes,
So
just one. Yeah,
he'll
that's
trade both minions.
trade both minions.
He's probably thinking about keeping the Bloodsworn for a combo in the Rampage.
Yeah, but
Maybe
that was
Leroy,
a missed
ano?
opportunity. As if I'm thinking, yeah, Leroy would give you like if you give Inner Rage, that's going to be 8.
Yeah, but
Rampage going to be
there's no
11.
Inner Rage in hand, so I'm not sure what Alan is saving the Bloodsworn for.
Yeah,
but-
he could have used it on a different turn. I think if he views the VOD, he might see this as a misplay.
Jewels of the Sun.
That's a good card coming from Gia. I mean, why is Gia? What do you think is the reason why Gia is hiding her hidden Oasis or not using it right now?
Because last turn, GS at 7 mana, so it doesn't want to float 1 mana. So
Yeah.
wants to be more efficient on her card. So instead, he played the 5 and the 2.
Yes.
And next turn, he can play the Oasis and then maybe draw another 2-cost card. And this turn, Alan
That's more of going face.
going
I think.
face.
This must be a trade. Because since this is an open deck list tournament, Gia probably knows that Alan Pogi has a Bloodsworn Mercenary which can copy a damage minion.
Yeah.
And if the 4/9 Grommash Beam remains, that's going to be so much damage on the board.
Actually, there's no need to trade in that instance because Gia will do the trade for you. So
Yeah.
instead, Alan just went face, Gia will do the trade because if you trade your Grommash, then you will just miss 4 damage.
I was talking about the trade from Gia. But then again, that's what Gia did. She traded with the Grommash because that's a must remove
Right,
for
right.
to prevent a possible devastating turn for Alan Pogi. And right now, that was, again, the misplay from the 2 or 3 previous turns from Alan Pogi is haunting him right now. And
The 2 Rampage cards stuck on hand
yes, stuck in hand.
doesn't have any activator for the Rampage.
Yes.
So
Because for the Rampage to be used from your hand is that for a minion has to be damaged, and the minion can get +3/+3 for being damaged as a reward.
right. So it's just going to Hero Power Pass. Is that the play? Yeah, I think.
Yes, Hero Power Pass, and I think it's going to be a nourish into something useful right here. Okay, you have the Doomsayer that we were talking about a while ago. We have 2 swipes coming from the hand of Gia. So that's going to be actually really useful. Pero ngayon, makikita mo wala siyang mga gamit na other cards except for another Nourish or Hidden Oasis just to show Alan, okay, I have these cards. I have these taunt minions to protect me from damage. And it's going to be really, really parang a type of insurance from Gia.
I think that is the card that Alan is waiting for, the Inner Rage. He can play the Corcoran Elite, Inner Rage, Bloodsworn, and then he can clear the 2 6/6 minions.
Ayan na. Mag-Inner Rage na siya. And
He can also Rampage,
Rampage once.
but doesn't do anything because it still dies to the 6/6.
Yes.
So just going to copy the Corcoran Elite.
Copy na lang, no? Kasi may isa pa siyang Rampage dun eh. I mean, may isa pa siyang Inner Rage if I'm reading the deck list correctly. And right now, Alan Pogi has only 1 minion for the Bloodsworn Mercenary, but that's not going to be enough. So I think it's going to be another Nourish coming from Gia, gaining 3 cards and again plus 2 mana. Ooh, okay. Ang ganda na, no?
As
King
you can
Faris.
see, Gia's cards is really very defensive or very defensive versus aggro.
Yes.
He has the Acidic Swamp Ooze, he has the Pounce, the Doomsayer, so it's really expecting
Oh,
he play the Doomsayer so that he can play the
Faris, King Faris. Ayan. If any of you don't know who King Faris is a 10-cost minion that can summon the cost of summon a minion with the same cost as your spells in your hand.
So that will be
makikita
2
natin,
4/4s and 2 0 cost, probably a Wisp.
and a 5 cost.
Yeah, and a 5 cost.
That's a Chief Inspector right there, and that's a Shaman card that gets +1/+1 or +2/+2 for each totem that is eaten. So parang ganda ng board niyan.
I think this is one game for Gia.
Yes.
But Alan refuses to surrender here.
Yes, and
Still
also
playing out this game.
meron ka pang Flobidinous Floop just in case, di ba? Tingnan mo, merong copy.
Right.
But then again, malaki ng damage, oh. Meron ka scenarios right there. Pwede mo nang i-buff up yan. Plus, meron ka pang ano, I think she's not gonna use it.
Yeah, not sure if Alan has a brawl, but
Wala nang brawl to
Gia is just taking her time as well.
Yes.
She knows that this is already a one game.
Yes, I think this is, I mean...
Another Rampage, 3 Rampage in hand.
Yes. And that's the spell that that Alan Pogi got from the Lucky, no? So parang 3 Rampages. I mean, this is going to be really, really hard for Alan Pogi just to come back. Wala na siyang comeback dito eh. I mean,
I think it's bottom right, buddy.
Bottom right. Bottom right
Is
is bottom right talaga. Kasi when you say bottom right, andun yung concede. He's still looking for it, and I think it's going to be very devastating for Alan Pogi. That's going to be
Okay.
lethal, and
Gia.
that's GG. Gia wins
2-1. And
2-1 against Alan Pogi. That's going to be Jacinta D versus Alan Cotoy against, Gia wins.
yeah, increasing her chances to be part of the last 2 players for the SEA Games.
Yes,
Pool.
and-
I mean, the representative for the SEA Games.
Yes, and again, that's a handshake coming from the 2 players, Alan Pogi and Gia. And ang nakita natin game kanina talagang over the 2 games na natalo si Alan Pogi, those were misplays. Tama
Yeah,
ba,
I think
Kara?
it's a little bit shaky there. Maybe, probably, it's getting...
Parang pressure na talaga,
Yeah,
no? Kasi
pressure.
if you have experienced this on stage, right?
Right.
On stage and on air as a pro player for Hearthstone, can you explain to us how is it in the stage? Kung gaano ka talaga kataas ang pressure, kung ano ka kinakabahan?
Of course, nakakaba kasi lahat syempre nanonood sa'yo,
Yes.
kinikriticize bawat move mo. So, but you still need to forget about it.
Yeah.
Kasi you need just play your game, play your best. Pag maisipin na may nanonood sa'yo.
Yes. Yeah. And the best way to play Hearthstone is actually just to play a lot of Hearthstone and also do your
Right,
homework.
practice,
Do your
correct.
homework also. And a lot of these players I've seen here in the player pool also do their homework. Nakikita na natin na they read their stats, they consult with their teammates, and they also do their deck building along with their teammates as well. No? So talagang very, very prepared sila when they play their Hearthstone.
Right.
So again, we would like to go to courtside with our new winner, Gia.
Thank you so much, guys. Ayan, kaya nga nasabi nyo, kasama ko ngayon si Gia. And first of all, congratulations on that win. Kamusta naman yung match?
Thank you so much. Sobrang kabado po ako kasi parang tinarget ata ako ng lineup ng kalaban ko. So, nung game 1, tingin ko nag-misplay din ako. I think I was playing a little too scared. Pero buti na lang in the second game, I was able to get it together. And then also in the third game.
Also, speaking of yung second game nga natin, it was obvious na Alan had a mistake. No? Nakita natin sa stream yung kanyang stress with it. How did you capitalize on that? Ano yung ginawa mo after mo nakita na, or napansin na nagkamali siya?
Actually, alam ko talaga kung anong iniisip niya when that happened. Kasi nagbaba siya ng 3-cost card, meaning na akala niyang kaya niyang tanggalin yung Doomsayer for 0 mana. So, nag-miscalculate ata siya ng inner rage. So, 6 damage ang meron siya, pero 7 damage ang minion ko. So, I knew from there na I would be in a really strong position. Bale, kasi parang nagsayang siya ng card, tapos may info na ako sa isang hawak niyang card.
Very interesting Sobrang alam mo na or memorize mo na yung mga galawan din ng kalaban mo. Gaano ka na ba katagal naglalaro ng Hearthstone professionally, as an esports professional?
Actually, ang main trabaho ko po sa Hearthstone is as a caster. Mas madalas po akong nagko-commentate katulad nila Excelsior and Kara dyan. But as a professional player, I'd say I started less than a year ago, siguro late 2018 po.
I see. Ganun naman pala, analyst and shoutcaster ka, kaya nami-memorize mo rin o naaaral yung mga kalaban mo. And right now, finally, mabilisan lang. Baka may gusto kong batiin, friends, family, go for it.
Siyempre, first of all, I want to shout out my team, Brand Esports. Si Staz teammate ko yun. Tsaka yung coach namin is si Chok and then si Pompey. Actually, halos lahat kami Brand. And then so, Sir Jab, thank you again for the opportunity. And then also big thanks to my family for supporting me.
Thank you so much for having you here in the interview, Gia. Congratulations again on that win. Right now, ibabalik ko kayo sa ating shoutcasters. Excelsior and Kara, please take it away.
So that's it. Thank you, Eliza and Gia, for that interview. No, talagang yung nagsimula talaga siya ng pro player career niya here at Hearthstone. Talagang doon siya flourish si Gia sa Hearthstone, no?
Yeah.
And-
Meron na rin siyang mga accomplishments like being the WSOE 2 and 5 champion.
Yes.
So,
And,
pang international.
And we have just been informed na meron pa tayong
One
third
match.
game. One more match.
One
and this is
bonus
going to
match.
be between Staz and Alan Pogi. And looking at the deck, they're still carrying, Staz is still carrying the Pogo Rogue, and Alan Pogi is still carrying that Wounded Warrior. Wow, so parang it's going to be really, really another match between pro players here. And it's going to be, I think, hindi pa masyado nakaka-recover si Alan Pogi. I think kailangan mo talaga ng resolve when you're playing Hearthstone, especially after that specific game that he had.
After that shaky game, Alan needs to just regain his composure and bounce back from that previous game and defeat, of course, our world champion, Staz. So, let's see if makakabalik ba si Alan, kung
Kaya ba?
okay na ba ng mindset niya,
Yes.
naka-recover na siya. Siguro inom muna siya ng tubig or something.
Or fuel up with our partner here, di ba? So again, we have our partners here. Meron tayong Mountain Dew, the Sibol's official game fuel.
TV5 and Signal, the official broadcast partners.
And also Razer, the official esports partner of the 30th SEA Games. And going into the match, we have Staz and Alan Pogi. Alan Pogi at the bottom being the Wounded Warrior, Staz being the Pogo Rogue. So medyo maganda yung setup ng nakikita nating hand ni Staz dito. But yung Harrison Jones, medyo late na yan eh. Medyo matagal-tagal na yan bago niya magamit. No?
Right, so Alan here probably will throw or keep the Prodding Berserker. But yung dalawang players, sila yung natalo both kanina. So both will be raring to get a win.
Yes.
And si Staz 0-3 na from last Thursday, 0-2 siya dun sa stream games. And kanina natalo na naman siya. So it will be nice na at least to get one win.
Yes. And also, isipin mo, Staz has been a professional player, mostly internationally. He really gets a lot of support from the Hearthstone Philippines community as well. But then again, ang dami nating mga support from all the other players here. We have Staz, Waning Moon, Alan Pogi, and Gia. Lahat sila may support from the whole community. And we're just waiting, but we only just need to. So, talaga nag-iisip sila sa mulligan nila.
Hindi natin alam yung final standings nila right now, but still,
I think we're just waiting for the...
last Thursday, it's actually the same matchup, Staz versus Alan.
Yes.
Staz playing the Quest Paladin and then Alan playing the Highlander Warlock. I don't know what it is. But it's just a Highlander Warlock deck. And Alan winning that game. So Staz is looking to fight back and win versus
Alan Pogi. No? So parang right now, yung going back to the previous matches, ang nanalo si Waning Moon and nanalo si Gia.
Right.
So that's going to be a +1 tick on their win counter. And right now, the previous non-winners of the matches are going head-to-head. It's going to be Staz's Pogo Rogue and other secondary and tertiary decks, and Alan Pogi's
Wounded Warrior.
So, ano ba talaga, gaano kabigat talaga ang tournament na to, Kara? Gaano kabigat yung tournament na para yung SEA Games, no? Parang it's representing the Philippines in SEA Games. We're going back into the match. Okay, sige, para medyo na-delay yung doon. Okay lang yan. So, and...
it's now turn 3.
Saan niya nakuha yung injured na... Okay.
I think is it in the deck? Let me see the deck list.
The deck. That's an injured Tolvir.
Yeah,
yes,
he has
that's right.
the injured Tolvir in the primary deck. So it's a 2/4. It's also a good deck because that's already a damage minion, meaning he can play Rampage with that minion.
And that's, 2/6 -3, tapos lalagyan mo siya ng Rampage.
Yeah, and looking at this, Staz doesn't have any answer right now with the 7/5 minion. And if Alan knows Staz deck list, he will just probably go face with the 7/5 minion, thinking that there's no removal for Staz.
Yes, and looking at this, that's a big face damage towards Staz's face. So 7 damage to the face coming from Alan Pogi. Injured Tolvir probably going to not be removed. Looking at this hand, tignan ko nga yung decklist ni Staz kung meron siyang eviscerate.
Pretty interesting choice here for Staz, going with a much slower type of rogue instead of the tempo-oriented rogue.
Yeah, usually I've been seeing a lot of tempo rogues on the ladder, and it's actually strong pa rin siya kahit na meron ka mga nerfs dun eh. Pero, okay.
That's why I'm curious why Staz decided to bring this type of rogue instead of the highest win rate tempo rogue deck. So, probably as a plan in mind, or he doesn't want to be too much obvious on what's
Yes.
going to bring. And that's why he brought a very unconventional deck to this tournament.
Sometimes the unconventional decks actually have an advantage talaga in terms of tournament kasi hindi talaga ma-expect ng mga other players na meron kang ganong klaseng deck.
Yeah,
I
but
was
so-
also surprised yung Highlander na parang zoo deck na ginamit ni Alan Pogi noon. Also, in the international stage, I was also surprised yung may ginamit na Peanut Shaman si Viper. Yung time na yun. So, pero
But
it's
so
really
far,
important.
Staz is not being rewarded for his unconventional deck.
Yes, so far. And that's going to be another 7 damage going to the face of Staz, bringing him down to 9.
And still no answer right now in the deck.
Wala pa
Staz can draw using the Novice, but
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what she can do
And
to
also,
kill the 7-5 minion.
this is going to be a relatively fast deck if Staz doesn't get to answer the board of Alan Pogi. That's it.
That's the game.
That's a
Quick
basket.
1-0 for Alan Pogi. He's probably feeling relieved right after that win.
That's a good, parang pampataas ng moral yan eh. That's a good win from Alan Pogi. Tataas yung moral mo. Every win talaga eh, no? So when you're playing Hearthstone, ikaw, Kara, pag naglalaro ka sa ladder, di ba, pag natatalo ka, parang naka-stress. Kasi bumababa yung, yung win rate mo. But in this matchup, isipin mo kung gaano kabigat yung stress na na-experience ng mga players natin. You're looking at them, they're just sitting down, but the mental stress they're experiencing right now is very, very big.
Yeah, but for the players, they still need to be confident because like what I've said, the manager, the coaches are looking at you. So if they feel na kakabahan ka lang during the actual SEA Games, it can be a big factor na you will not get selected kasi kabado eh, di ba? So dapat calm ka lang and kailangan mo dapat mag-face ng pressure. Kaya siguro talagang hinahasa sila dito para talagang matrain sila.
Yes, this is parang specifically parang a testing field talaga para sa kanila. Talagang parang namimimik natin yung
yung SEA Games na imagine ito na yung games kalaban mo na
yung
Malaysia or yan na yung kalaban mo,
kalaban
diba?
mo yun,
So,
may iba-ibang countries sa Southeast Asia, mga kalaban mo na. And iba-ibang level rin sila ng expertise and professional experience sa Hearthstone. So it's going to be really, really challenging for any Hearthstone pro player.
yeah, that's why this is a very good event na talagang mag-train yung mga players natin. So when it comes to the SEA Games, na-try na nila yung gantong event in front of a crowd, in front of the other players.
Yes.
So they will be, kumbaga, ma-experience nila kahit papano yung anong magiging setup or itsura during the mismong SEA Games na.
Yes, and what do you think is Staz bringing in right now? Anong klaseng deck to? Is this the secondary or the tertiary deck?
Yeah, looks like Staz is switching to her tertiary deck with the Doomsayer. This is versus the Warriors. I mean, the aggro variant. So with this one, Alan is again has the injured Tolvir and the Rampage in hand. So
Ito na yan eh, oh.
Staz will have a good answer right now with the Doomsayer.
Pag binigyan mo ng Rampage yan, hindi pa rin niya mamamatay eh. Kulang.
Yeah, oops, bilang.
Kulang. Oops,
So
bilang
it's
ulit.
like 5 damage. Kung meron siyang rage, then he can kill it. But he can
bilang
do
ulit.
it and just go face kung
Okay.
gusto niya.
Yan, okay.
But it makes
So,
sense.
Alan Pogi gets parang may flashback siya na nalala, kaya siya napangiti dyan sa stage natin, no? Parang, oops, not another Doomsayer. And that's going to be a coin into a Miscreant. No? That's a good use of a coin. Lumabas siyang dalawang Ethereal Lucky.
And there's Sinister Strike, Plague of Madness.
Ako pipiliin ko yung Plague of Madness just for the memes also.
I think
It's
Plague
a
of
good
Madness
removal.
is good because
Good
it can
removal.
also remove the weapon, right?
Yes. It's a good removal option, good weapon removal option. So, but on the downside, the enemy gets a poisonous weapon. Pero hindi naman yun yung goal ng deck na to eh. It's just to go face. Yun talaga yung pinaka-goal ng deck na to.
Correct. So now, Alan playing the injured Tolvir plus the Rampage.
Ito na
To
yun.
just get something on the board.
Yes. Ayan na po. And let's see how Staz reacts to this. He has
I think to remove this minion, Stas can play the is it Plague of Madness, right?
He can play the Plague of Madness, but ang maghahanap pa siya ng something else dito. Huh.
Prep is also a good card.
Prep is a good card, especially if you bring back the Lucky, get another set of Luckies.
I hope you like my
I think
invention.
This
I
looks
think
like
gagamitin
Stas
Shadows.
going to play the Plague of Madness this turn.
Plague
to
of Madness
remove.
yan. Tapos mag-shadow step yan into the miscreant. Kasi if you get more options,
No need to play the Shadow Step.
ayun, mag-shadow step. Kasi, I mean, from the past games na nakikita ko sa pag-play ng rogue, talagang binabalik nila yung shadow, yung evil
Right,
miscreant.
because pwede palang ma-kill using the weapon. So
talagang they actually bring it back just to have more options. Imagine having a one-cost evil miscreant and basically activating it cheaply. Tapos meron ka pang dalawang Luckies and you have board control. So talagang this is going to be hard for Alam Pogi to answer. Will he just when nakuha niya mga cards, he has the Bloodsworn Mercenary, the Restless Mummy. The Restless Mummy is not going to die because it's going to be a 3-2, di ba? Magiging 3-1 siya. It can easily be traded in or be killed off using the minions.
yeah, so there's no proactive minions that Alan can play because lahat ng mga cards niya in hand has dependencies on other cards as well.
And yung set
So he's debating on whether to play the Restless Mummy just for tempo, I believe, instead of just passing or.
No tomb can hold me.
And it's going to use the weapon to kill one of this minion.
Yes, and that's a more a proactive turn. Although it gets set up for a possible removal, especially mas madali na lang i-activate yung evil miscreant. He can use the shiv right after.
Yeah, right.
Right
It's
after
going to
removing.
probably use the shiv and then trade the. Depends on the Luckies, but.
So, yung nakuha niya Lucky is Goblin Lucky and yung Titanic yata yun
No,
eh.
I think it's the summon at 2 cost.
Okay, so we're not seeing it right now. And another evil miscreant option coming from Staz. So ang dami niyang evil miscreant. It's really, really important, no? That's why he thought to bring it back. Okay, di natin nakikita yan. Mamaya,
Staz
makikita
can't
natin
play
kung anong klaseng ano yan.
the
Lucky.
taunt because there's a poisonous weapon, so just swarming the boards with 1 cost minions.
Yes, and also... Ooh! No, that's really bad. That's really bad. That's a Lore Walker Cho. So, sa mga hindi alam na kung ano yung Lore Walker Cho gives the opponent a copy of the spell that you're going to use. Okay? So, yan. Right now, meron ng Shiv si Alan Pogi. Useful sa kanya yon.
Yeah, that's actually a good card to get because needs to have more cards sa hand niya. So,
Magkakaroon
Shiv
siya
is...
ng draw, di ba? Tapos, I think right now, the best course of action for Alan Pogi is to just remove the Lore Walker Chung right now and use the Shiv to his advantage. But, in terms of order, may tinatawag tayong order, di ba, Kara? Explain mo nga ako ano yung order. Order! Bilis na, explain mo kung ano yung order.
Kung paano play yung cards sunod-sunod. So, for example, for this turn, depende kay Alan if he wants to kill the Lore Walker Cho first before playing the Shiv.
Or, I was thinking actually, better to play the Town Crier first para just in case may madraw siya
Madraw niya na yung rush.
I mean, kasi just in case na pag gumamit siya ng Shiv, tapos nag-draw ng rush, parang medyo nasasayang. Sayang yung draw.
Not sure if Alan will remove the Lore Walker, if it's for his advantage or not. So, looks like he's not going to remove it.
Oh!
Because he can get good spells from the...
Ayan na. Okay, that's a good preventive play right there. And actually, medyo proactive yung ginawa ni Alan Pogi dyan. Kasi if he's keeping the Lore Walker Cho on bay, nako, mas madaming spells
Yung
from your
rogue,
yung rogue eh. And those spells can be helpful in removal, can be helpful in drawing cards. For example, meron ka dyang, nakita mo yung unstable element dyan na nakalagay dyan, ng 5-cost card. Pag ginamit niya mamaya at buhay pa si Lore Walker Cho.
Ayan, suicide na ni Staz yung,
yes.
yung Lore Walker Cho niya. And
That's a good sacrifice coming from Staz.
He's going to play Betrayal, yes.
Yeah, Betrayal.
And
There you go. Probably
play
remove
the
it
Lucky
with
and get one more spell.
he has 2 more mana for this one. Okay, I would still use the Walk the Plank. Syempre hindi, kasi puro damage na to
Yeah, kaya nga wounded.
Pwede ka mag Stolen Steel or mag Plague of Madness, but I would still use Plague of Madness than Walk the Plank.
I think, yeah, Plague of Madness pa din. But he chooses to play Walk the Plank. Interesting choice for Staz.
That's an interesting choice considering na okay, that's a target for Walk the Plank kung hindi ipapadamage ni Alan Pogi to.
Yeah, maybe he's also thinking of removing undamaged Grom with it.
Yeah.
Kasi wala namang removal yung Rogue.
Yes. That's actually good. Pero, isipin mo pwede ka naman magkaroon ng Plague of Madness with Poisonous Dagger. Tapos, atake mo pa rin yung Grom.
Yeah, kaso 4 damage yun or 10 damage to the face. So,
depende pa rin, no?
Yeah.
So, this is kind of a professional level play that I am not seeing right now. Pero, let's see. Meron pang answer si Staz on his side with the Glutinous Ooze for any big weapons. Acidic Swamp Ooze pala kasi Glutinous Ooze was the previous rotated out card.
Yeah.
So again, this is a classic card. It's golden, syempre. And guys, kung meron kayong dust and you want to have if you want to play in a kind of stage, maganda matignan na meron kang golden card kasi it's really expensive, di ba, minsan? And sometimes you get it for free in packs. And
so I think Alan here
is going to attack and trade and just copy it with the Bloodsworn Mercenary. So that's the more proactive turn and get another rush, another charge minion. Yes. So,
and draw, Staz drawing the Fan of Knives actually very good because he can clear the board.
Clear the board and actually just put a minion on the board. It's going to be a 4-5 with Reborn and Taunt.
Or he can also play that.
The Witchwood Piper, pwede rin.
Yeah, but Staz choosing to play the Taunt so that...
Yeah, that's a 2-5 Taunt with Reborn. Talagang malakas yan pang protect. Kasi for one, si Alan Pogi only has the Arcanite Reaper to remove it.
It lines up well with the Arcanite Reaper plus Shiv. Alan can easily remove the minion on the board.
Sayang din yung 5 damage na instead na napupunta sa face, napupunta sa minion na yun. And he draws out the Snip Snap. Snip Snap, turn 9, you can either attach it by magnetic or you can put it spread out through the board by using 3/2/3s.
So it's a good draw as well for Staz. He can play the Taunt minion and then play the Ooze.
Pwede yan.
Or he can play the Piper plus the Ooze. It really depends if he feels that Alan has Chargers in hand.
So let's take note na Alan Pogi already has used the 2 Bloodsworn Mercenaries na, di ba?
Right.
So there's not going to be any shenanigans coming from a damaged Leroy Jenkins na mapapower off ng Inner Rage and then buff and then duplicate, di ba? Inner Rage, buff with Rampage and then duplicate. So walang ganong shenanigans na makikita natin ngayon.
So the best play for Alan is the Snip Snap.
Snip Snap.
You can get 3 Snip Snap on the board.
Yeah, 3 Snip Snaps. Potentially, pwede mo silang ipagsama-samahin. Pero, syempre, ayan, may Snip Snap rin si Staz. But,
there's no magnetic. There's no mech on the board. So, it's going to play his
same yan.
Snip Snap. Of course,
Distributed.
also expecting if he gets Zilliax next turn, that's additional kill.
Yes. And he's doing the same thing because, guys, ang bawat Snip Snap in may Death Rattle. Ang Death Rattle niyan is you will have 2 1/1 micropods on board. Lakas yan. And I think Staz is going to move for a more proactive play here. Especially that he has a Myers Unstable Element. Mamaya, onting push na lang. Pwede mo na labas yung Myers Unstable Element. You can get the answer or the lethal that you need from that play.
I think that is Staz's plan. Maybe he wants to play the Myra next turn, not sure. Because he attacked using the weapon, meaning he has another weapon on the deck. I don't see any, so I don't know why he hit face there.
Parang ano to yung more of a lethal setup talaga. Pag gano'n na kasi, if you see a player do that certain play, it's most likely a play that will lead to lethal.
So for Alan here, he can play the Restless Mummy plus the Cruel Taskmaster and then Rampage. He will have a 5-1 Charger.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the deck right now. Right now, there's no charge minion na pwede talagang direct damage to the face. There is no Eviscerate. There is no SI7 agent. So talagang it's more of makukuha niya talaga is parang board presence lang. So I'm guessing that the Myra's Stable is not looking really good right now.
Did he attack everything on time? Oh, missed 2 damage again from the Snip Snap and the Hero Power. So again, Alan roping this turn.
Yan talaga. Sometimes, gano'ng katagal ba yung rope na ano?
Actually, I think it's, not sure, 1 minute 30 seconds.
1 minute 30
most
seconds.
probably.
Yeah. During the first 2 turns, it's just 30 seconds, di ba? Tapos the
So
next...
I think it's just 1 minute.
1 minute na lang siya.
So Staz will draw the Pogo Hopper here.
Yan na. Pogo Hopper. Second Pogo Hopper. This is just mostly para sa board presence. And you get 1-1 and a 3-3. Okay, this is going to be really hard for Alan Pogi to answer. But let's see if it's a...
Alan has actually a lethal out there.
2, 3, 4, 6 plus kulang eh.
Yeah, it's not enough.
Kulang eh. I mean, if he had the inner rage, that's lethal. But in this game right here, hindi niya na-draw out yung inner rage. No?
Yeah.
Kulang eh. That's going to be 6 plus 6 is going to be 12. He's 3 off.
Actually, I'm not sure on the previous turn why Alan played the Cruel Taskmaster on the 2-1 taunt because he can just trade the Snip Snap into the 2-1 taunt and then
Get 1 once, right?
play the Cruel Taskmaster on one of the Snip Snap and add Rampage to add more pressure.
Yes, that's
But
right.
instead, he chose to do a different line. And I think Alan's just dead, right?
Yeah, it's Alan's dead.
He
Alan's
can
dead
still
with-
trade to survive, but
Yeah.
it's probably just...
He can try to survive, but there's not enough, right? It's going to be... Yeah, that's 3 plus 2, that's 5, 7, 9, 10. That's going to be 13 damage coming from Staz if he doesn't trade to the 3-3. Okay, tignan natin kung paano sasagutin ni Staz ito.
So-
That's going to be 3, 2, 7, 9, 11, 12 damage. Tama ba?
Yeah.
5, 7,
It's
9...
3 off.
It's 3 off, sorry.
So
3,
Staz
5,
needs to play the
7,
Myras and
9, 10. It's 2 off. It's 2 off. So what? There's nothing right
he needs
now.
to get the Myras into Ziliax for lethal.
Ziliax, yeah.
That's a way to...
Ito na... Okay.
I think he got
Ziliax, there it is. That's lethal.
With a nod, that's exact lethal for Staz.
Yes.
So
Actually,
Staz tying the
nakakaba.
match.
No? Nakakaba na makuha mo yung Ziliax. But ako kasi usually pag may Myras and Stable Element, you can get the Eviscerate, you can get the SI7 agent. Pero wala dito sa deck niya eh.
Actually,
sa deck niya eh.
That's the only card that can win.
Diba? Wala sa
Staz
deck
the
niya yun eh.
game.
But that's a tempo deck setup pag yung sinasabi kong ganon. But in this deck, wala siyang ganon. Kaya talagang Myras Stable Element into Ziliax just seals the win with Staz. So that's already a 1-1.
Yeah, we're going to game 3.
Yes.
Another game 3
Between-
for this match
Yeah.
between Alan and Staz.
Yes. So that's they're playing again Pogo Rogue and Wounded Warrior. And we'll see kung magsi-switch off si Alan Pogi with his deck. And let's see if Alan Pogi switch. Actually, wala masyadong difference na nakikita ko dito sa mga decks ni Alan Pogi. It most likely looks the same. No? Except for certain control.
Yeah, he has the secondary for against Murloc Paladins.
Against Murloc, yeah.
And the tertiary,
Parang
not much difference.
Not much difference, no?
Right.
Nagbago lang siya ng acidic swamp ooze sa tertiary niya for weapon removal.
He has some, I think is it versus Rogue because he has some ooze and the Harrison Jones.
Yes. I think it's
So
against...
I'm not sure if he's playing the tertiary or the primary for Alan, but for Staz, he's still sticking with the tertiary with the Doomsayers.
Yes. And that's the serrated tooth coming from Staz. Ito yung isa sa mga cards na dating ginagamit ko just for a scalper. Turn 4 scalper just to get more draw. Or just, it's mostly an aggro type of card. So,
Alan playing the Town Crier, the one he kept from the Mulligan, instead of the other Town Crier, which he just draw.
Yeah. And that's a draw. That's a Fan of Knives draw coming from Staz. Wala pa siyang magagamitin niya ngayon, of course. You just have to keep those big removals. Masasabi kong big kasi isipin mo, most of the reborn minions are just going to be one health. So matanggal mo talaga sila initially if you kill them off.
And Staz choosing to attack there because the death rattle of the weapon gives rush minions.
Yes.
Give rush to the minions on the board. So probably he wants to utilize the rush in turn 4. So he's attacking with the weapon.
I'm not sure if this is the right course of action here. Would you use the Red Band Wasp into the 1-1?
I think so because it will give +3 attack to the minion.
So kung at least meron kang board presence and also meron kang damage minion, hindi ka madaling ma-remove with a backstab or...
What now?
Ayan. Oh, but instead, he goes for the Frothing Berserker. Okay.
That's also a good play because you can trade and then upgrade the attack of the Berserker.
To 4-4. Yan. Oh. Wow. Okay. Oh, wait. I think he's reading it like this. Wala siyang eviscerate.
Okay.
So, hindi niya ma-remove yan, no? Wala talaga eh.
So, Staz here doesn't have any answer right now.
And that's going
for
to be
the 7-3.
That's going to be a 9-3. Tignan mo. Fan of Knives becomes a 9-3.
Pero I'm not sure what's the difference of playing the Inner Rage last turn and hiding it like playing it this turn.
Yeah, that
because it's a zero cost. So I'm not really sure about the
yung line na ginamit nila,
yeah.
No?
Why choose to play or show the Inner Rage on the previous turn rather playing it this turn?
But for this turn, sa tingin ko, ang piplay ni Alan Pogi, he's going to just do a Town Crier into a Temple Berserker turn right here. Kasi this play goes into the turn 4 na possible na mummy or na reborn minion with taunt na from Staz's side.
And also one thing dun sa first turn ni Staz, playing the Novice Engineer. There's also an option to play the Shadow Step sa Novice kasi yung hand niya medyo walang masyadong answer sa hand niya during that time. So ngayon, the Shadow Step is stuck in hand, can't do anything about the board. So medyo maybe greedy line on Staz part na not playing the Shadow Step on the turn 2 and looking for more answers kasi ngayon, ayan, wala na siyang magagawa. Probably play the taunt and then attacking phase and then it will have a rush minion.
Yes, that's right.
That's the only thing to survive the 9-2 Berserker.
But the Bone Wraith, the 2-5 Bone Wraith becomes a 2-1 after being reborn.
Yep.
Protected naman siya. Pero it's not going to be enough para sa mga i-play ni Alan Pogi sa susunod na turn. Binalik niya. Yan yung magandang play.
Pero hindi pa niya, he can't play it that turn. That's also
that's a good turn.
Pwede rin naman. Kasi next turn, he can play the 2-5 taunt into the 3 Evil Miscreant. So.
And bringing out 2 lackeys that could be very, very useful for Staz. So I think it's going to be a Town Crier turn here. And not anything else, no? Red Band Wasp, pwede pa rin naman.
Yeah. Another option is to play the Doomsayer next turn for Staz behind the taunt. So it's a maybe I think Alan can't remove that.
Pwede ba niya? Wait lang.
Playing the taunt then the Doomsayer.
Yes, pwede. Hindi niya ma-remove yun. Kasi, I mean, these mummies don't have rush. No? These itong mummies na bring out ni Alan Pogi, walang rush yan eh. Ayun yung tinatawag nating Temple Berserker.
I think pwede pala kasi Restless Mummy is 3. Then attack the Cruel Taskmaster into it. So that's 2.
Tama. Tapos 7 yun, no?
Yeah, and then
Total 7
trade
yun.
the 1-2 into the Reborn minion. And then meron pa siyang Restless Mummy plus yung 5-1. He can
Pwede pa.
kill the
Sa
Doomsayer.
Doomsayer, no?
Yep.
Pwede pa rin.
He can kill the Doomsayer, so
Pwede.
Staz thinking about what is the best
Pwede siya.
play
I mean,
here.
Tama. Kasi because yung Restless Mummy has Rush,
Yup.
3-2, tapos pag namatay siya, magre-reborn siya with Rush again. Another 3-1, that's a 3-1. So that's a good line. Tama. That's good.
But of course,
Even miscreant. Yep. So I think
that's a good defensive
defensive
Lucky,
play.
which is that Titanic Lucky. But
Ito na
ooh,
yun.
Alan draw the Leroy. Is it lethal?
Wait, pwede siya mag... Pwede siya mag...
6 off right now.
Restless Mummy, yung parang trade kanina, parang mamatay na yung yung Bone Wraith. And just go face with the other other cards. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
But drawing Leroy is just 6 off, so still can't play it. Can also do
Duplicate.
this.
Yeah.
And
Of course, why not? Kasi duplicating a reborn minion is like...
and trading it to the 2-5 minion.
But ang lalabas
Ay!
dyan, yeah, pwede pa rin.
Yeah,
Ay,
yeah.
wala. Pero wala. May summon
Wala
sickness
nga.
yan. Kasi wala siyang rush.
Yeah, right. So we can choose to play the Wasp or
Eternium Rover.
pero it's very weak versus the Fan of Knives. So he's thinking about it if he has to sacrifice the 1-2.
I think ilalabas niya yung rush just to go face with the other minions. Kasi ito, very vulnerable naman to. Yung mga Temple Berserkers niya. Ang mangyayari, pwede namang i-trade ni
Ooh.
Evil Miscreant into...
That's a good draw for Staz kasi he will be able to clear the 3-3 minion.
Yes.
And
Pwede siyang
he's still
3-3,
thinking
no?
on starting the play with the Ethereal Lucky, maybe getting more spells because he still has 3 more mana to play with.
Yes.
So
So
backstab
that's the
into
order
Fan
that-
of Knives.
That's the order we were talking about a while ago. Backstab and Fan of Knives just to draw to see what other options he has. Pwede pa nga niyang gamitin si Titanic Lucky just to stick the 1-4 eh. Kasi magiging 3-1 yan, yung isa. Tapos may other minions pa na magsusurvive.
Yep. So he's thinking about
Titanic Lucky.
taunting and then playing the
Yeah,
Doomsayer
the
here.
Doomsayer. Okay. Let's see how this goes. Meron kang 4. Ayan na, may Restless Mummy. Attack. Kulang pa rin.
Still not yet lethal,
Kulang pa
right?
rin yan.
So since there's a Doomsayer on board, Alan will not be able to develop minions during this turn.
Yes, kulang.
Because he can't clear the Doomsayer. So
No tune can hold
he will just push for 3 damage to
Yeah.
face, and then the Restless Mummy will have a reborn. So he will have a 3-1 minion next turn.
Yes. So this, all in all, is basically Alan Pogi setting up for lethal.
tune can hold
But
me.
little does he know
Ooh.
na merong Zilliax, merong Bone Wraith pa na isa pa. Diba? Dalawa yan eh. So may dalawang taunts na nasa hand ni Staz. But again, Zilliax, very, very tempting play right there. It would
Yeah.
bring him back to 10 health. And would you use the Ethereal Lucky?
I think so. Staz needs to find more cards for next turn, probably removal. But
yeah.
Staz also thinking if he's going to play the Zilliax because Zilliax can also magnetize with the Pogo Hopper. So that's also a huge amount of life gain. So he's still thinking about playing it right now, getting 3 health. So
Ooh, and playing
chooses to just keep
Violet
the
Haze ba siya? Maglalaro yata siya ng Violet Haze eh. Oh, yes. What death rattles? Okay.
Staz
Medyo
feeling pretty safe with the
safe yan.
taunt with the reborn. And as we can see on hand, there's still no lethal opportunities for Alan
Yeah.
for this turn.
For this turn, si Alan Pogi, makikita mo lang, if you use the Restless Mummy, towards the Bone Wraith, it will die. Pero, hindi pa niya makapatay yung Bone Wraith. Tapos may mga isa pang marireborn na Restless Mummy. Then, it could die. Then, marireborn yung Bone Wraith. Tapos, itatrade niya isa pang niyang Restless Mummy. So, but then again, what Alan Pogi doesn't know is merong Zilliax doon.
But one thing to note, the death rattle that he got is, I think it's a taunt minion that summons 2/1/1 taunts. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure of the name of the card, but
Yung isa,
I think it's a taunt minion that summons, that has a death rattle, gives you 1/1 taunt.
yung isa, it gives you 2/2/1s na Wasp. Yata. If I'm
Yeah, that
correct.
one, the 3,
The 3 cost. Pero hindi siya taunt.
it's not a taunt?
Taunt. It brings it to your hand.
Ah,
Yung
okay.
isa, 2, it gives you a lucky when it dies.
No, the two,
Di ba 2, ano yan? Priest
no,
card
it
yun
gives you +1/+1.
+1/+1,
Yeah, +1/+1 and then reborn.
Yes.
So the Saviors of Doom is a new expansion,
Yes.
so we
Medyo-
don't know the name exactly of the cards, but we
Yeah.
know the
The effects. That's what.
Yeah.
That's what's important. When you see that, that's the effect. Diba?
we're not trained to memorize the names of the cards, so
Yeah, that's a taunt.
yeah, see,
add to
it's a
one
taunt.
mascara.
It's a taunt.
But in your hand.
Yeah, but the 3 mana is a taunt minion that gives 2/1/1 taunt. So
In your hand.
yeah,
Okay.
so tama.
Tama.
Okay.
So, what would be the line na pwedeng laruin ni Alan Pogi dito? Parang, I think, would...
Actually,
Kasi pala ito, yung-
grabe yung dalawang
ganda
makukuha niya na 1/1 na taunt is very irritating for
Very
Alan
irritating,
because
yeah.
it doesn't have any removal for the 2/1/1, maybe just playing Inner Rage, pero yung card na yun is for
Buffing
his
the, ano.
offensive eh.
Yeah.
So now, nag-iisip siya ngayon, he's already planning ahead because if he kills this 2/3, he knows Staz will have 2/1/1 minions. And also, like what I've said, pwedeng si Staz can magnetize the Pogo Hopper. Yan yung hinihintay niyang play kanina. That's why he refuses to play it earlier.
Yes. He refused to play the... Ayun no, pwede niya ibalik yung mga pwede niya ibalik with the Lab Recruiter again, yung Pogo.
In the deck, not in the hand.
Yes, in the deck siya. Around 3 copies. And yung Pogo Hopper can also be magnetized by the Zilliax, giving it a lot of lifesteal, total of 4. Tapos, pwede niyang i-trade yung kanyang Witchwood Piper into the 1/3 Eternium Rover. And wala ng gas si Alan Pogi. And that's the problem with this kind of deck. It really runs out of
I
gas
think
really,
there's no
really fast.
silence in the deck. So this Zilliax magnetizing into the Pogo Hopper will for sure hit face.
Yeah.
Then Staz will... Oh, didn't magnetize.
Babalik niyan. Lab Recruiter, back to the deck. Tapos gagamitan niya mamaya ng for a possible Myras kung kailangan niya talaga.
That's kind of a...
Okay lang yan. Kasi
not really sure about that play, no? Kasi they can magnetize into the Pogo Hopper and just go face. I don't agree with that play.
that's kind of for me, that's kind of a smart play in the sense that he makes the board wider.
But
Lumalaki yung board niya.
you can save the Divine Shield by magnetizing into the Pogo Hopper and just hitting face and then clearing the 2 minions on the board. So
I think he's not worried about that.
Yeah.
Kasi nakita niya isang card na lang yung kay Alan Pogi. I mean, he's not going to be looking at the deck list of Alan Pogi. He
but
doesn't
I'm not
have
sure what
that much.
can Alan do with a 4/3 minion that is Divine Shield, Taunt. I don't know.
Wala talaga eh.
Let's see. Let's ask Staz later. Maybe he forgot that he can magnetize into the Pogo Hopper. So, I'm not really sure.
And also, Alan Pogi did not use that deck na merong may Warpath. This is deck number 3 if I'm correct. Kasi wala siyang, may Warpath siyang isang deck. It's called the secondary deck eh. Not sure if he has it right now.
hope you like my
Is there a
Yeah,
Warpath?
second deck niya. It has Warpath.
Okay, but
So, yeah.
this deck is used for Murloc Paladin because there's Hungry Crab. So,
Yes.
I'm not really sure if Staz is playing around Warpath in that play.
Yeah.
But he's feeling confident
Confident na yan. I mean,
because
I wonder.
this is, it's already 8 mana na lang. I think he needs to just play 1 card, just use the weapon and just go face everything. I mean, it sets it up for near Yung lethal but not necessarily lethal. Kasi mamaya kahit mag-draw siya ng isa pang Zilliax, malayo-layo pa rin.
Yeah, so for now, Staz will just simulate the game. Nothing Alan can do here. He'll just probably play the Temple Berserker pass, but still there's no lethal for Staz side. So
Wala pa rin yun. Malapit-lapit
maybe
lang.
2 more turns.
Pero
But
not yet.
Staz feeling pretty confident that he got this game already.
Yes,
And
the beat down, which
Alan's
is supposed to
thinking
be
of a
Alan
way
Pogi,
on
no?
how to
How to
win,
answer
but
na, how to
not
answer
sure
this.
how.
Kasi wala nga siyang warpath since wala nga siyang, hindi to secondary deck. It looks like,
Yeah, like what I've said, yung dalawang 1-1 is very annoying for Alan because
ayan na. Gumamit na siya ng Leroy Jenkins. And it's going to be a trade. Kasi nga, wala na space for the 2-1-1 welts. Pero, I mean, the 1-1 taunts are really, really annoying. Wala talaga.
and we will see here Staz getting his first win on stage. So we'll just wait for the inevitable ending.
Yes. And Alan Pogi, I mean, this is the, I don't know, third time he runs out of gas with this deck. Not a lot of draws because, di ba sinabi nga natin kanina, if the game goes on further with this kind of deck, it usually, there's a high chance that it's gonna lose except for that match against Gia nung nanalo siya. Matagal na. Pero there are high chances of you losing with this deck if you delay it a bit further. Oh, yeah. Man, that's an acidic swamp ooze. And in Grandmammy, maglalabas siya ng give random friendly minion +1/+1 if it dies. But I think
Staz is just thinking of a way on how to not lose this game, but
yes.
I think it's already in the bag for Staz.
Yeah. And he actually, syempre, just to make sure na hindi talaga makakakuha ng pwesto si Alan Pogi, mag-trade pa rin siya.
Yeah, of
Because
course.
knowing Staz, he's been a really, really careful player in terms of these types of games. Talagang pag naglalaro siya, he always make sure na clear, make sure na wala na talagang chance yung kalaban niya na manalo. And from his history, it has proven to help him in winning lots and lots of games. He doesn't leave anything to RNG. Ito na. Livewire lands into Ethereal Lucky.
Yes, into
Brawl. Yan na. Tignan natin. Tignan natin RNG. Or Warpath. Wala na. Okay, so that's it.
In his perspective, he can still kill the 3-1 and the hero power. I think he's still alive on board. It's just 9, 10, 11, 12 damage. So he still has
But then
7
again,
life.
merong, tingnan mo to, tatapusin na to ni Staz kung gusto niya maging sure na sure talaga.
Yeah, but there's still no lethal presented on board and on hand. Wala ring pang lethal. So
Kung gaano ka, from what I'm seeing here, ilan na to? This is going to be around 12, 13 cards on the hand of Staz. Ano na yan? Gagamitan ko na yan ng ano. Gamitan ko na yan ng Myra sa stable para GG na. Kasi
risky din kasi baka mamaya
wala, no?
Hindi. Yeah, he can I
Or-
think you will not play Myras because you will just lose if you play Myras kasi baka mapatay ka pa sa fatigue.
Or gagamitin mo na yung ano, yung ooze. Tingnan mo yung ooze, oh. Pag ginamitan mo na ng ooze
I
yan,
think
tanggal
just
na yan.
attack and then
Ooze na yan.
do
Tanggalin mo.
nothing. Hero power, do nothing.
Ako ooze, just to remove any other
yeah,
options.
sorry. He can play the ooze right to remove the weapon.
Para wala nang options talaga si Alan Pogi. Kasi the Livewire lands, talagang, ano, ayun na, gagamitin din niya. Yes! Ito yun!
So I think there's a Zilliax.
Zilliax, boom!
Is
Nakasabi
it?
ko lang eh.
3, 6,
Meron
9,
Zilliax,
10,
oh.
11. No, it's not yet lethal.
Not yet lethal,
but
pero
it's
ang lapit-lapit
life
na,
gain.
no?
Yep.
That's it.
So,
Yeah, that's my
Staz
line of play.
winning this game, 2-1
2-1, yes.
versus Alan.
And that's his first win on stage,
Right.
right on this day. And sabi mo nga nung last Thursday,
Yes, 0-2 siya nung
0-2.
day na yon because yung deck niya, Quest Paladin, doesn't line up well against the other decks.
Yes.
But again, we're not sure of what is their final standings. Only the coach and the manager knows on what is the result of their round robin scrimmages.
Yes, and also congratulations again to Staz for winning that match against Alam Pogi. No, so for Alam Pogi, there's already 2 losses in this casting.
For today,
Yeah,
right?
for today, this casted matches. So it's going to be 1 win for Waning Moon, 1 win for Gia, and 1 win for Staz. So
And I think they're not yet done. They're still going to play some
Yes.
matches here on the floor.
yes, it's not going to be streamed or televised here, but they're going to still play. They have around 3 or 4 more matches.
Yeah,
I'm not
maybe
sure.
2 to 3 more rounds because
Yes.
it's a round robin. So we're at round 2 right now. Still have round 3 and round 4.
Yes, and there's going to be around 3 matches or 4 matches for each player, and that's going to be determined. That's going to help the managers and the coach determine who is going to move forward to represent
I
us in
think
the Philippines.
they're going to announce it probably first week of September. The final 2 players
Yes.
to represent Philippines for this Hearthstone SEA Games. So
And
we're
why
really
is that?
excited.
Why is that, Kara? Bakit kailangan September?
I'm not
Kasi
sure.
yung deadline. May
Yeah,
deadline
it's
kasi.
a deadline.
May deadline kasi ng submission of our
Correct.
representatives for the SEA Games 2019, which is going to be held, yung SEA Games ng esports level, is going to be held here in San Juan, di ba?
Yeah, it's gonna be held here hosted here in the Philippines.
Yes.
So we're really excited. We already know the other players from the other countries that's going to play for Hearthstone,
And
like
they're-
Singapore,
Malaysia,
Indonesia, and Thailand, I think.
Yes, and let's go to the courtside interview here with the players from Hearthstone.
Thank you guys so much. And I'm now here with Pompey, the team manager for Hearthstone for Team Sibol. So, Pompey, tell us, what do you think of the competition so far?
I think so far it's been really close, but knowing these players, most of them I've known for like the start of Hearthstone, so I didn't expect less of them, of course. So it's just very competitive from the very start, and they kind of stepped their game up from the previous tournaments that I've seen them play. So yeah, it's all good.
All right, so for Team Sibol, I'm sure they're all fighting for that chance. So let them know, what are you looking for in the players that you want to be part of the Team Sibol?
Of course, I think the thing that I'm focused on more is their dedication, because the SEA Games is not until December. So I need them to be dedicated in training and improving until December. So it's not about who's the best right now, but who can actually be better by December. So yeah, for me, that's it.
So consistency and dedication. So to all of our Team Sibol aspirants right here, do you have any message or tips for them?
I think that's it. What I said earlier. I think you need to show your coaches and your manager of how dedicated you are, because you're not only representing your team or you as an individual, but it's for our country, of course.
All right, so thank you so much, Pompey, and we hope you have a exciting time choosing you for your Hearthstone team for Team Sibol. And now at this point of the program, we have Mr. Alan Pogi, who just finished 2 matches for today. So Alan Pogi, kindly step closer to me. So first things first, medyo napapansin ng mga tao kanina dito na meron kang mannerism. Pag nagsisimula ka daw, you start with one hand like this. Tapos pag nasa-stress ka na, parehas na sides na. So, meron bang natutulong sa'yo yun when it comes to gameplay?
Actually, meron. Kasi parang when you do this, you limit your vision. So, nakafocus ka lang sa screen mo. So, hindi mo nakikita yung mga distractions around sa the stage, ganun.
So more on for focus and concentration. So in case you qualify for Team Sibol, do you think that will become a hindrance for you, or will it become an advantage for you kasi baka mabasa nila, or will it become your bluff or something like that?
I think advantage naman yun. Wala namang negative impact for you.
So coming into the Sibol qualifiers that we have for today, what was your game plan and mindset?
So, this is our last tournament. We had nine tournaments overall. So, medyo dikit-dikit yung score. So, my game plan is to target the top 2 players. And, ayun, naglaro naman kami sa stage.
Ayun, so medyo napagod ka na at sunod-sunod na game. So, at this point, medyo magpasalamat ka naman, or may message ka ba sa family, friends, loved ones?
Thank you sa Next Play Esports for sending me here. Thank you sa mama ko for allowing me to be in this tournament. And thank you for TV5, sa mga sponsors for holding this tournament. It's a really good tournament.
All right, congratulations again for making it all the way here. Now it's back to you, Excelsior and Kara.
Okay, thank you, Tony, Alan Pogi, and Richard Castillo, Pompey, our manager for the Hearthstone team. And again, let's not forget, this is Sibol Combined, and this is made possible by our partners, Razer, the official esports partner of the 30th SEA Games.
The TV5 and Signal for the official broadcast partners.
Mountain Dew, Sibol's official game fuel. And again, the matches here have been very, very, how do you say, tense? Very, very excruciating yung mga ibang plays na ginawa ng mga ibang players. But syempre, na-punish sila, may nanalo, may natalo. And it's really, really important that we weed out the players. And from weeding out the other players, we see who will be deserving to be the 2019 Philippine SEA Games representatives.
Yeah, and it will really help them on how to face how to manage the pressure during the actual game. So this time we're just simulating, playing scrimmages to train our players.
Okay, so that's it, guys. Please don't forget to follow the other games as well here at Ayala Circuit Malls. The other games of Sibol Combined. You can follow me at facebook.com/ExcelsiorPH, twitch.tv/ExcelsiorPH, youtube.com/ExcelsiorPH, and also Instagram and Twitter. And how about you, Kara?
Yeah, so for me, just follow my page at KaraCuteHS. Thank you to Liab Esports, my team, for allowing me to be here, and I think that's it.
That's it. And I'd like to shout out for Hearthstone Philippines to everyone there who's watching and for all the support here over at the Sibol Combine. Thank you guys for watching. We'll move on to the next game.
Bye.
Bye.
Tulong! Saan na kayo?
Teka. Nasaan na ba ako? Sorry, hindi ko nakita yung pupuntahan ko.
Poor eyesight leads to poor performance. Go to EO Executive Optical for state-of-the-art facilities, expert eye care, and affordable eyewear.
Patapos na to. Relax na lang kayo dyan.
This one, may magic ba yung salamin mo?
EO Executive Optical. Love your eyes.
Ano pang hinihintay natin? Tara na.
May nanalo na. Okay. Ay!
Wide open, Carla. That's good. Okay, don't look back, okay? Don't look back. Go.
Ang mananalo para sa akin, naniniwala ako sa salitang na isusulat. Kaya PSG LGD.
Malaking respeto ng Dota ang utakan. Kung paano nyo babackstabin yung kalaban o kung paano kayo sisegue para patumbahin yung mga towers nila.
Oo nga, wala bang pa-pizza, ganun?
Turo niyo po.
Turo na! Narinig yan, nakalive tayo, guys. Pag hindi nagpa-pizza, alam na.
Everybody here is wonderful. Look at these people. They're amazing.
Using the character!
As a good creator, you do and you write and you draw what you know. And that is what we impart to the world.
Okay, I didn't see what he looked like!
Ano ka ngayon?